pushed real good.
Ooh,
The button has been pushed. The podcast has been nothing yet.
It is on the way.
It's about to be born.
Yes.
Episode 138 happening right now at Studio Underwork.
Underwork.
There's more to the name. Finish your sentences.
I'm so off. I don't know. I don't know what we're talking about.
So last week we missed recording the podcast because of COVID.
Yes. And as you can hear, maybe you can hear the sexy phlegm still going on.
Hi, my name is Robert.
So, just a normal cold, thank God.
Mm-hmm.
But
Robert
still
got some bad news, negative ones, right?
yeah, negative news. Why are you so negative?
Yeah, bro.
No, that was good.
Yeah.
It feels good, and actually really happy to have a week off.
Yes, agreed.
Like, for myself as well. Like, just be at home and like be sick. You know, sometimes that feels good. So,
Agreed.
Yeah,
You can watch a lot of shows during that week.
and like even though I was at home super restless, I still did not get the urge to create, which is like, I think the suckiest part of this whole being sick thing.
Yeah, because you
normally
weren't knocked out, right? You
No,
weren't
I
that
was
type of,
actually like I was feeling okay. It was just like the sniffles, and like in the back of my head when I had to start canceling my appointments and stuff, I thought like, well, then I can utilize this time to be creative and do stuff, but just did not feel like it, you know? And instead of forcing myself to like, let's do something, I just said, fuck it, I'm going to play video games and watch movies and sleep like all the time.
And not feel bad about it?
And not feel bad about
Because
it.
that is the hardest part, I think.
Yeah.
When, especially with the stuff that we talk about on the show, you know, that you kind of feel that you have to do
There is
shit.
an obligation
Yeah.
somewhere in the back of your head. But, I mean, the rum helps. So
The rum helps.
The rum helps.
So get a rum, you guys.
The rum.
The worst joke.
The worst joke. So how you been, bro?
Good. I've been working a lot.
Nice.
So the Easter weekend, like, I planned on, like, ending my crazy 16-hour work days now and going back to being a normal
Haven't you
person.
said that for 2 weeks?
Yeah, but now I can't, like, I think I'm going to try to do it from now on. Like, have better routines. I guess try to get more shit done, not have distractions at all. Like, not even have, you know, like, I don't know. Like, I feels like I have been so tired because of all the working that I've gotten to the point where I can't focus when I'm working. And I don't even have, you know, I don't have anything on Instagram distracting me. I don't do Clubhouse as much. I've dropped some stuff that I was doing, and I still can't focus, and it's lack of sleep. Like, it's lack of sleep and too much work. So I've gotten to the point where I can't absorb knowledge, you know.
Yeah.
So I have to drop stuff now, and
You're
this
a wet sponge.
Well, yeah. Dude, yes, exactly that. So this Easter weekend, I decided to just sleep properly and not do anything that I don't want to do.
Fantastic.
So yeah, the only creative thing I've done is me and Maria yesterday made like, I don't even know what to call it. It's you know, a wooden box for, you know, putting flowers in, like a really big one, you know, 160 centimeters box, so that we can put in, you know, little like trees or something that we're gonna have in the garden, you know.
To like grow your own veggies?
No. It's just like we're gonna put
decoration. More.
Decorative flowers or, you know, something, but something bigger. We thought of like smaller trees, you know, that can cover up, like, to be sort of, to use it to, you know, stop visibility in some certain areas of the garden, so you can sit there and feel kind of cozy, you know.
Yeah. Also nice to have like a tree.
But that's what we're thinking as well, like smaller trees.
And you can see it grow and
exactly that.
All of that.
So we made this big box. This is the second one that we've made. You know, we made one last year, a smaller one, and now we made this big one yesterday together. It took about 2 hours to make.
Because you made it together. If you'd done it yourself, it'd been like 10 minutes. Yeah.
Probably, dude. Probably faster. No, but she's no. She's a machine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She is the faster one. Like when it comes to that shit, I'm like a old
Greek.
broken down. No, but I'm that nice old vintage car, but it doesn't drive good. And she's the Tesla,
The Prius.
But she's the Tesla. Like she can get like
0 to
top speed. Yeah, exactly. Her top speed is like start speed is crazy. Mine is more like I look good driving slow.
I sound good. I look
sound
good.
I look good.
If you open the hood,
Yeah.
well,
Total
Don't-
piece of shit.
don't open
yeah,
it.
exactly. It's just a piece of shit.
nice.
So yeah, she's the fast one there, but I'm the guy that can handle the machines and stuff. And she like the first thing she's like, "Oh, be careful with the blah, 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 sharp blade." I'm like,
Careful with what?
exactly. So I have no sense of safety.
Of course.
It's just a sharp blade that can cut off every limb that you have.
It's
Like,
called
there's
being a
n-
man, I
yeah,
think.
exactly.
Yes. Everybody seems to like wonder why men die faster than
She's
women.
like, "Do you know how it works?" I was like, I'll just feel around it and just like
I'm gonna wing it.
because her dad just dropped it off. I was like, he's like, I'll just see how it works later. It's just like I just like this is the safety thing. This is the thing. This
Power
is the handle.
check.
Power
Sharp things.
Yeah, this
check.
is the thing. Don't put hand on blade while spinning.
Like,
Check.
maybe.
Yeah, but it was super smooth. Like it was so much better because the first one we built, I hand sawed everything. So the straightness of the sawing, the hand sawing, it's not great.
Yeah. No. I've
Like
done that.
even if you sort of like you put it up, you fasten it, and you just never is 100% straight.
But it's got more personality.
It does.
That is the most important thing. The other one is
Exactly.
just the box. The other one is your box.
Your box.
That sounds so wrong.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Everybody loves
so
your box.
interesting. So let's drop that shit
And say maybe thank you to everybody for listening.
exactly.
And well, I mean, if you have missed us during this little hiatus, it's good to have some form of company and camaraderie. So I recommend checking out the Discord because that is a bubbling hotspot for Sketchbook Heroes madness
And nerds.
when we are not battling in your ear. So yeah, if you want to check that out, go into the Sketchbook Heroes Instagram and just
Link in
click the
bio.
link.
Yeah.
And yeah, right now you said, because I haven't been in and seen this.
Oh yeah.
This thing.
There is a little art challenge started by all of you. So if you are not part of the Discord, go there. They have this 30-day like art challenge with a couple of prompts, and the bar has been set to just do anything, like a sketch to a finished piece.
Okay.
As long as you don't make it like Inktober where you're drawing, like you put too much effort into it. Like
There's
crazy
enough effort just having to create something every day. I
every
think.
day, yeah.
So-
And I told them like try to do it. Like the only thing you should try to aim for is to get like some good habits in, like for drawing every day.
Workflow. Yep.
Exactly, rather than the artwork itself.
Yeah.
Fuck the artwork itself. Like you can add complexity to this, draw every day later.
Yeah.
Or on the days where you have time and like, I want to draw more. Or there's a prompt that's just like, this is what I want.
Yeah. Or sometimes it's even a prompt that you didn't think was going to be fun, and you start drawing it, and then you can't stop.
And you can't stop.
I love those.
And also, I would say just do studies. Like use the prompts and draw like 45, pillows or whatever the fuck the topic is, or the prompt. So just keep it simple. But
Awesome.
the Discord is a great place to hang around, talk about the podcast, the episodes, and sort of correct us on all the things we said wrong.
Or just send us hate mail without like actually sending
The mail,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just.
and just write it. Right there.
But there's some cool people there, and it's a fun hang. And we also have the mugshot, channel.
Daily mugshot.
Yeah, exactly. Daily mugshots where you just take a picture of yourself holding a mug of your liking,
Yeah.
drinking coffee, nothing else, or you're dead to us. But also, if you have the time, rate the podcast on wherever the fuck you listen to it to know to let other nerds know that.
Geeky goodness.
Exactly.
That is us. Yes.
That it's worth giving it a listen, even if the episodes sometimes are 3 hours long.
Yeah. Still worth it.
Still totally worth
Still
it.
totally worth it. I mean, it's just we do 3 hours because that way you can do like 20 minutes a day the whole week. So we'll be with you.
See how we did math there?
Yeah, perfect.
It might be correct.
Probably. But yeah. So yeah, check all that out. Rate us. And yeah, don't sue us because we didn't do it.
Probably didn't do it.
Probably. Intro song?
Yeah.
Like, what was that?
I don't know. It's just like when Marsh attacks. I don't know.
Artists of the world unite. Step out of your comfort zone into the danger zone.
They loved 80s cartoons. Even with beards and tattoos, you know they haven't changed at all. Failing sketchbooks every night, getting fed away they climb. Sketchbook hero, imagination burning. Sketchbook hero, sketchbook hero, pick up the sketchbook hero. They don't seem to have any life.
My brain is not working.
No.
My mouth is not working. I haven't talked this much in a long while.
It's been a hiatus for reals. I feel the same way. I feel like out of practice.
Yeah, same. Like just speaking, because I haven't done Clubhouse. I haven't done anything, so I've been mostly quiet.
Yeah. And
Don't do that now!
And I've been all by my lonesome until this weekend. So it was really weird all of a sudden, like, because I went to my parents' house to celebrate Easter because of the negative test. It still felt a little bit wrong, to be honest. So, like, don't hate on me because I went to see my parents. But it was fun. We still, like, kept safe-ish distance. And all, the alcohol probably nullified everything. So, but up until that point, I really hadn't talked to anybody. So not even Santa.
Not even on the phone?
Not
like,
a little bit on the phone
yeah.
with Santa, like just checking in.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so from nothing to like all in, and it was so weird in the beginning.
Yeah.
Also, like my throat was like not used to talking, so like getting that nice voice in the beginning.
The cracking voice.
Yeah, the crack voice. Yeah. I'll suck your dick, man.
I got these cheeseburgers, man.
But yeah. So today's topic. Bring us in, bro. What are we doing?
We're talking. No, just kidding. We're talking. So we're gonna talk personal art versus commercial art. Like, yeah.
Yeah. And what's the difference? And what should you do? And
I guess our personal thoughts on what we feel when we make, stuff for money, which we've covered before.
Yes.
And then like why is personal art, what does it do in our heads, or why do we even feel the need to pursue, personal art?
Yeah. Like, yeah, exactly. I think that's a good point.
And also, if we got to choose, like, would we do just the one, or is the mix between doing both the satisfaction? I don't know.
We'll see where we end up. Probably talking about washing machines or some shit.
Probably.
Not dishwashers.
Not dishwashers, Thomas.
But, oh, yeah. So, yeah. Let's
start with butt A.
Butt A. Butt A.
Butt A.
Are we Canadian now?
Boot.
Boot A?
Boot A.
Boot A. Booty. Oh, man. Great start. So
worst.
Good.
Cool. So, where do we even start, though?
Yeah, exactly. This is us planning ahead. Always.
On the episode.
As we talk.
Yeah. No, but the thing is, like, I think for me, commercial work, if I start there.
Yeah.
Like we've said before, the money is always, like, it's part of the motivation, but usually I choose them out of, like, I want to do this project. I want to be part of this cool thing. Yeah. Whatever the thing might be.
Yeah.
So that's always fun. But the personal work, like, it could suck and I'd still enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I've gotten to that point in my art that it doesn't have to be good. It's just doing things.
The journey.
Yeah, or
Kind
just
of.
the active drawing that is, the journey.
Yeah.
Metaphorically, I guess.
Yeah, exactly, yes.
But I just enjoy doing it. And now that I've started doing more, hands-on art, where I actually use different tools and
Well, more. Yeah.
like new
Physical
tools. Yeah,
stuff.
physical stuff.
Mhm.
Where there's like sometimes even like debris when you work. You're just like, I have to clean this up, and then
Yeah.
like there's so much more to the art that I create that I'm enjoying.
Yeah.
Because when I think about oil painting, I'm just like, oh my god, all those things that I need to do.
You can never be fucked doing.
Yeah,
anything like
exactly.
that.
But
It's
if you just approach it like I did with the wood burning, where I just start because I have no idea how it works, so I just
yeah, I'm
I
sure
might be
it's
doing
gonna
it all wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't think about that right now. I'm just doing the way that I think I should do it, and then figuring it out. So I don't have as much of like the stress of like I'm not overwhelmed by the amount of things that I need to know or do. Like I just do it,
Yeah.
And then like, oh, I don't like this. I should probably do it like this next time. So I'm giving myself like these easier steps to follow. The progression becomes manageable. Whereas if you do, oil paints and you kind of know what goes into it, and prepping the canvas, and if you're going to stretch the canvas yourself and all that, I'm just like, fuck this, all of this, fuck this.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And it's just because you don't know how to do any of that. So it just feels overwhelming. So I'll never paint, basically. I'll just be like prepping canvases
Yeah, more or less.
and then failing and then, So I think it's really, but there is a process there, though, that I really enjoy. And I don't know, like there's something about personal work that feeds straight into, artistic essence that whatever reason you started doing this,
That's what it is.
that's what it is. Like, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's definitely it. You hit the nail on the head for sure.
Mm.
For me, it's always about that. Like it brings so much back to the freedom you felt when you were like a kid and just drawing for the hell of it. Even the way I draw now, it's always like with some form of TV in the background or like cartoons on, and you get into that mindset, and it's just that feeling about you creating whatever it is, but for the hell of it rather than for the end goal of getting that money or whatever it is.
Or
And
whatever.
and for me, as soon as it is that, there's a pressure along with it that I don't really like.
Mm-hmm.
I can never relax in that same way, and I can never then enjoy that journey in the same way. And I mean, I'm never happy with the end result anyways,
Yeah.
like most of us. But now there's somebody that's paid for it and that is expecting something. And with that comes that added pressure again. And that makes it suck even more. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
do
I
get it.
can't
Yeah.
really look past my suckiness, even though like I'm super happy with it. It's finished in the way that I feel happy enough with it that I can deliver it as the thing that they paid for. But even though like when I am sending it in or handing it over or whatever it is, there's still that little, I don't know, whatever you want to call it in your head that's like, that sucks.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The worst thing is like when I send it off is usually my brain starts registering like when I send it, it kind of creates this distance between me and the artwork. So I start finding the flaws that I should have done this, and it would have been awesome.
Yeah,
But that comes when I pressed send.
exactly.
Because I think that kind of takes away the pressure of having to finish it.
Yeah.
So your mind kind of relaxes. And then you start like the horse blinders are off.
Yeah,
And you're
yeah.
like, oh, I should have done this, and this. And you're like,
Should have.
next time.
Yeah.
But I think so. Like the tunnel vision clears and it's just the press of a button.
Yeah.
Like it's something psychological rather than, I don't know.
But
It's
then,
just-
like on the other hand of that, for me is normally with a job like that comes a deadline, and with the deadline comes you finishing something.
Yeah.
And that is where I'm at right now. There's a lot of stuff that I'm like starting a little bit or thinking of, but never like start and finish the way I
Yeah.
used to. Like, I don't know if I've become super duper lazy during this pandemic or whatever the fuck it is, or just that I've been working on bigger pieces. But I just can't finish anything anymore. And with that comes the lack of interest in starting and doing something again.
Okay,
And it's like I've lost the motivation completely now. And now the only thing I am looking forward to is not doing anything. Like that's the where I'm at right now.
I recognize that.
And I mean, we get these periods all the time in pretty much every year. We have
so much.
week or month that is like
The dark month. Yeah.
yeah,
when it comes
exactly.
to,
Let's
like,
call it that,
creativity,
the dark month. And I'm definitely in that rut right now. But I feel like I've been in and out of that rut for so long now. Like before, I have finished stuff and I have produced things, but there's never been that like joy.
Yeah.
Or if I've had that, it's been just like fleeting, you know. It's like you finish it and you're like super pumped and you're happy and you're energetic for like half an hour, and then it's like you go back into the lull and the like well, I fucking hate everything, I don't want to do anything, blah, blah, blah. I don't know.
No, but I think it is due to COVID, a lot of it. And it's just that we're not doing as much as we used to do. The variety of things in our lives, you know what I mean? Like, even if it was just going to work, which you still do, but but you know, like the stuff that you did outside of work, or the just simple things, like just going out for dinners,
walking down the street without having to think about COVID.
Yeah,
I've been thinking about that too a lot these last few days, but just the way we did it, just went to a coffee shop and sat down, have a coffee, not even having to draw, but just sitting there with people buzzing and watching people walking by the window. That is inspiration for me. That fuels my creativity. That life, I guess.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
life is on hold.
Yeah.
And that makes my creativity on hold, or like running dry. Like there's no fuel left in the tank. Like I'm really running on fumes right now. Or not even that. At this stage, it really feels like it's
No, I feel you. And just drawing in public for me is a big thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need people to actually watch me draw. I just need to be in public.
Yeah,
like, I need the
around
buzz.
people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they don't have to be anywhere. Like, there could be a glass separation between me and other people, you know?
Yeah.
And just seeing them, like, do their daily shit while I sit there observing and drawing. It is such a small thing, really. Like,
maybe we should create that, like the artistic zoo, and we just do like glass boxes where people sit and draw, and then people can walk around and look at us draw.
Yeah, exactly.
And like throw us.
But maybe we could do that as a art installation in Stockholm. You know, on the subway, they just put you in boxes everywhere.
Art monkeys. Yeah,
but it does help.
Like,
something else that I thought about as well, about like the professional work versus the whatever the fuck you want, your personal work, is that there is no brief.
That's
like there is, like, I gotta, like, these are the constraints that I need to live by. You know, it's the deadline, it's the theme, it's the style.
Yeah,
like in your own work, you're not tied to any of that. Like, which makes it harder to come up with shit.
I mean, it's always it works both ways for every.
But
scenario.
I have my thing that I'm trying to develop outside of commercial work, and it is to get my work, you know, the ink stuff and wood burning stuff, sort of like becoming this one thing.
Yeah.
And then I want to find like a finish. That's what I'm working at right now. I'm not trying to like improve the artwork. I'm not trying to make up new themes or
You're trying
like
to learn
stories.
finish.
I'm trying to find exactly the worst.
I know.
But just trying to find this, like, the what my artwork is going to look when it's done.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find, like, how I'm going to, what tools I'm going to use to make it look the way that I imagine it. You know, as close to what I imagine it to be, so that I can sell them off as these awesome things you would maybe consider having in your home. So it's really exciting for me right now. I don't have to think about, like, I just like look in my sketchbook. I'm like, I'm going to just copy that drawing that I did last year.
So there's not even like the added pressure of having to come up with this brilliant idea. Like, all of that is done. Now it's just the craft. And
learning, basically.
But all of that is still new, and you don't know what it's going to look like, and you don't, like, even though you know the end result, sort of, or not like the end result, but the image itself. And then adding that to this 3-dimensional new everything
Exactly
new
that.
thing.
And then things, because right now, like people are like, oh, how did you think of the wood burning when it comes to your ink style? Guessing. That's what I've been doing up to this point. All of it is just guesswork.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm getting this, because, you know, like if you understand how something works, you can, you know, create a theory of how you could do it. And then you actually do it and it proves to be slightly different.
Yeah.
Like this podcast, we're guessing a lot
Yes.
and going on our experiences, you know, and then someone like, oh, did you guys think about this? This is how it works. And then like, oh, yeah, logic. And,
Nice.
you know, how it actually does work.
We did not.
We did not. Yeah, we definitely did not.
We should call it the Gesso.
Guess. Very good. Very good. Very good.
But yeah. No.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but
I mean, the end goal for you is still trying to create something that you can sell that's sellable with more value.
yeah. But
so
also,
I mean, the end goal is to make money in a way.
I don't.
Or like-
That's not why I'm doing it though. Like I just wanted to like, because people are asking to buy the wood burnings.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like the wood burnings are good enough to be sold.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it just feels like, oh, he pressed some wood thing onto. You know, like it's just for me, it doesn't feel like it's not bad. It just isn't what I want to sell if I was to sell these. You know what I mean?
No, but
These
I-
are sketches.
I get
Like-
it though, because it's the first. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, if you continue doing it, that first one is gonna, like, the value of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's gonna become more and more because this is the first wood burning thing that Ilias did. You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah, definitely.
with that comes more value.
Yeah, of course. And I haven't thought about that at all,
There you go.
to be honest.
Yeah.
But the thing is with wood burning, like there are so many people out there doing this. So many. A couple. You know, that do
Yeah.
it really well.
I still haven't figured out the guy that I kept trying to tell you
yeah.
about. I can't
But whenever
remember
you
it.
think of it, you
Yeah.
should just send it to me.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I wouldn't want to buy their wood burnings. You know what I mean?
No, it's fun to look at.
It's fun to look at, but I don't want them.
No,
Like-
what would I do with it?
But usually those people also, they're like the things they draw, it's like a bird, a dog.
This guy only
Like-
does animals too.
Yeah. Not interested. Not
No.
interested in the slightest. And I love animals.
Yeah.
I just don't care for drawn animals. You know what I mean? Like, where am I supposed to put this strange dog? You know what
I think
I mean?
if you're like an edgy retiree, that's the perfect.
Dude.
That's your
Yeah,
the target group.
exactly. So what I want to create with my work is these fantasy-esque, you know, they should feel like a video game you want to play or like a place you want to be, you know, like I don't want it to be abstraction, you know, or like random animals sitting in a pile. Like I don't want that stuff. There's a feeling that I'm going for, and I haven't seen anyone do what I'm trying to achieve because I'll touch up on that later. But I've seen a lot of work online, you know, they do these amazing things, you know, they draw, you know, these realistic, I don't know, like the fish, you know, swimming in blah, blah, blah. And it's, yeah,
Sorry,
filter fish.
had
Yeah,
to.
that fish.
Tourette's.
But it's just like, where would I put that?
Yeah.
These unmotivated fishing fish in this color scale that it fits nothing in my home. You know what I
No.
mean? Like,
It's like a pretty thing,
it's a pretty thing. It's
but
the
it would
craftsmanship
be
is
another pretty
amazing.
thing in your home. Like
That doesn't match anything
Yeah,
else that
I
I
mean-
have. Yeah.
yeah,
So I want to create something that I personally would like. And then
dude,
if
I just
someone
thought of
wants,
the coolest thing that I want you to do when you've learned how to do this in the most epic way. But
Yeah.
I had to
But let's touch upon it when I reveal the next step in the process.
Yes.
In the tool section.
actually yes, good.
Because that's why I don't want to go into like too deep into this part.
Remind me because I'll probably forget by the time we are
And
there.
maybe I'll forget to mention what the next thing is as well when we
Awesome.
get to that point.
Yeah, awesome. Derailing.
Derailing
Always.
indeed. But yeah, just personal work for me right now is developing and learning some new tools.
Yeah.
And that I think is where I'm at, and that's why it's so much fun.
Yeah.
But it's so expensive.
And that is sort of where I'm at too, but I'm doing something very completely different.
Mm-hmm.
And that's taken up most of my brain activity.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe that in combination with all of the other bullshit is making me not want to just sit down and draw.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, I still do that for work anyways. So,
Your drawing is like for us that do both freelancing and personal work and the work that we get paid, like our regular jobs.
Yeah.
Like we get to draw. So that's why I've come to the conclusion, like even when I don't get to draw,
you still
I still get to draw. Yeah. So
it's never not there.
exactly. And I've sort of started accepting, like, when I don't want to draw, to just give myself that. That has been the most valuable thing of 2020, I think.
Yeah.
Is coming to the realization that I can just accept it.
Yeah.
Just like this Easter. I really want to do wood burnings and stuff,
But you
but also don't want to do
no.
anything
Yeah.
because I've done so much and I just need to not do anything.
Yeah.
And then accepting
It's-
that and not stressing like, oh, but
It's
I need
equally
to
important, I think. Like, just for sanity's sake.
Dude, yes. Like,
But also that, like, you know, with that comes, or for me at least, that comes with the added stress of, like, well, I should really be doing, like, I should be utilizing the time that I have now. Like,
hate that
being
thought.
at home for a
Yeah.
week, it's a long time to not
just
do anything.
Not do anything, yeah.
But still, like, forcing yourself kind of to not do it. Because I was looking at my both iPad and my, you know, sketch pad and everything. It was right there. I put it on the table so I had it, like,
Yeah.
if you get that surge of inspiration and you want to do something, just reach for it and it's in your hand. But no, like, but then with that comes that added pressure of, oh, you really should be doing this. And I was on Pinterest every once in a while trying to just look at stuff, get inspired. Let's, like, maybe just do a little portrait, you know, just occupy the wrist a bit, you know, keep being warm and drawing stuff. But no, like,
I feel you.
yeah. So, yeah, but if I'd gotten, let's say, a commission, that would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Because then I would be able to create, but, like, even if I didn't want to create, I would still do it, and that would fuel the inspiration, and from that I would probably start drawing something or continue one of the pieces that I've started, like the tattoo poster, for example.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't even touched that in months now. Okay, like, it's still on the table. Everything is rigged up.
Oh, it's
set.
rigged up.
Yeah, it's right there. But just don't feel like it. Like, I'm sick of it.
No, but I think it's like taking a break from stuff like that as well. Like, I personally love taking, I don't do it enough, but when I do, I love going back and just tweaking old work. I've said that before, and I love it because I can look at it.
Yeah.
No, but I usually paint over them.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like a lot of it. Because there was something there that I enjoy, but I just didn't, at the time, my brain wasn't, you know, like it wasn't working properly to make it happen. And now, like, just like a few months later, when I go back to it, I'm just like this and this and this. And I don't feel like, oh, I have to redo this or something. Like, not all that is gone because it's been so long that tediousness that you started feeling is gone.
Yeah.
And you can't relate back to it. So you're just like, oh, this and this, and you're redrawing stuff that you didn't feel like redrawing. Like, you know, when you put like a hand and it's not the right perspective or something, and you just don't want to redraw it. You just like, okay, maybe I'll adapt everything to this weird thing that I did here. But taking a break for like a month or something like that, all that disappears, and you're like, that hand has to go now, and you just
no
like blah blah blah.
exceptions.
Yeah, and then you just fucking draw, and it's like half the time.
Yeah.
It is like you nail it, and it's so much easier. But had I done that the month before, I was like, ugh, I have to redraw the whole thing.
Yeah,
and
like,
then
it's good enough.
And you don't, and I feel that sometimes I don't like remove the hand entirely. I'm just trying to tweak it. But then, you know, a month later, I'm just like scrap layer, you know, remove all this shit. Yeah. Like it's not gonna be there, you know, like. Sometimes I just like lose the like I make it transparent so that I can paint over it, you know, and follow it. No, it all just goes, so that I can start fresh and not be affected by that faulty, whatever the fuck I did there. Yeah, and just do it fresh. Yeah, you know.
I mean, it makes sense. Yes. That's I think the negative thing with me is that when I start drawing something, I normally finish it in one go.
In one go, yeah.
So going back is not something that is a normal thing for me.
Would you say it's a Van Gogh? No, just kidding. No.
You're too far away for me to slap you, but yeah.
But I consider myself slapped. Visually, at least.
Yeah, that's how good it was.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's the shitty thing about the tattoo poster is, when I sit down, I know there's no real escape, and I do have like limited supplies. Like I need the gloves, I need this and this and this and this, and it makes noise, and there's so much that goes into it rather than just sitting and sketching on a piece of paper, that it's become almost like the oil painting.
So many steps, so many prep, so much prep. Yeah.
Exactly. And fuck it. Like, I think I should just sort of, I don't know if that's an English saying, but bite the apple. Let's say that it is. But just fucking do it. Sit down and do it and try to get it done. Like, and see how I feel after I've finished that poster.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that in some way it stresses me because it is set up and sitting there. So rather than like packing it all down and then trying to pack it up whenever I get that little bit of inspiration again, just like power through and do it the way I normally do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because now I've had this week off, and
have you tried sending it off to some friends? I'm thinking of me, Orlando, some people, just like that, just spitballing. Because, sometimes when we talk about shit on the show, you're just like, ooh.
Well, that's the shitty thing about this. There is no real spitballing. I can't change anything.
You can't change shit.
Like,
yeah, that's
it
true.
took 2 days to set the stencil. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, if somebody comes in now and says, like, well, have you thought about doing this and this? I would.
So it's just about following what's there, yeah.
Yeah, like.
Paint by numbers.
Exactly. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Just do it. But I think because my original idea with that was that I was going to do it in a special technique with this one type of needle, and it does take forever to work that way. So I'm going to say fuck that, and I'm going to bring home some other needles and just like finish it.
Why the fuck not? No one's going to care about that.
No. It was just I wanted to practice
I totally
that technique.
get what you mean.
And I did that for those hours.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And was it worth it? No.
I'm
like, but you did try it. And
it looks kind of good, but it's going to look equally good, but finish faster.
No, but that's the thing. That's the trade-off. Like, is it worth it? Like, let go of that ego thing. Like, I need to do it with the hardest part, with this needle that'll take forever.
Yeah.
And then it kind of looks the same, like for...
Yeah. And for some reason, Missy Elliott popped into my head. So like, is it worth it? Let me work it. Let me reduce it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that is my next mission, I guess. I'm giving myself a commission.
Yeah.
So the payoff is not having to look at that fucking thing sitting there anymore. And also getting that fucking tattooed poster out there in the world, which has always been my thing.
I think it's also one of those, like, it's not something that has been done.
No.
So I think it's really nice to finish it and just,
And actually talking about it now, I think that's also added that pressure. Because, again, like, I am going to publish it and nothing is going to happen.
Oh, definitely.
For sure.
That definitely.
It's not going to get
that.
the exposure that I really, really wish it would. It's not going to hype me up to superstardom. It's not going to give me anything. I'm not going to get like 50 commissions that pay super well and that make me just sort of can stay home and just do that.
Yeah.
Nothing is going to happen, which also makes it feel like, so why am I doing it? Like you start questioning, like, yes, I do enjoy doing it, but it's so much work. It takes so much time, and it's like such a pain in the ass.
Dude,
because
I
like
feel you.
Working on a person, it's gratifying in so many more ways than working on this thing, plus easier, which might sound extremely weird, but trust me, and like Mimosa can really tell me or back this up now that she's tested on people and the fake skin. Like, it's so different. Even if the skin doesn't complain, it's more of a pain in the ass than an actual person. So
that is so weird.
Yeah, like I would rather do this turtle piece on an arm than on this fucking rubber rubber thing.
No, I feel you. I feel you.
But again, fuck that. I'm gonna finish it. Just get it done. Robert, get it done. Yeah, because I am gonna edit and listen to this again. So this is me telling you, Robert, finish that fucking poster. Good. Thank you.
Good. But to bring it back to the topic then, on just like, if you had, like, would you not want to do commercial work and just do personal, or do you like the mix between both?
Good question. Like,
because I know you
think-
hate drawing for money,
yeah,
because money does something to your brain.
yes, like it fucks me over big time. So, like, if I had the freedom to just be 100% creative and get money from the stuff that I create, just, you know, without me thinking about this is going to be worth this and this, just actually creating and getting money for that. That is, in my head, I think that is what I really want. If that would happen, would I be super happy and would that be like the dream? Probably not.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Because I think with me it is, I need that battle going on in my head. I need
I think so too.
Be like annoyed with like, oh, I have to do this, you know, but in the back of my head I'm like, yay, you know, super happy all the way through, even though it is a pain in the ass. But it's so gratifying finishing something that way and getting the money. Like that whole ordeal is still in the very end extremely gratifying. And I am more an illustrator than an artist. And with that comes the commission type work. An illustrator is not really somebody that draws artwork for themselves. Like, of course, yes, like depending on how you categorize yourself. But in my head, you know, you can be drawing illustration type work, but if you're an artist, you're doing that just for you, and you
have an expression that you want to get out there. Yeah, that is.
Exactly. And an illustrator is somebody that works from a brief that gets money kind of before even finishing the job. You know what I mean? Like you get half the money now and then half when we get the result. And then you have to change everything 50 times. And we've already given you the money, so suck it up and all that stuff. Yeah.
That's not how I work. But yes, I do get what you mean.
Hypothetical.
Yeah. No, I think I'm with you there. Like I don't think that I would just want to do personal work. But I'm leaning though in my head more towards that now. Like I've always seen myself as a commercial artist.
But is that because you've discovered this thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh my God, I can have fun with that.
No, but I've never seen my no. I've seen my work. Like how to put this correctly. I've never seen my work being something that I could do. You know, like
with a collectible value to it, or something
exactly.
like that.
It's just I've always been doodling. You know what I mean? Like I've been a professional doodler. Yeah, that's what I've been, and
a poodler.
And you know how? no, never that. But you know, like the type of art that I've been drawing throughout my life has never been like you don't put that in a gallery. You know what I mean? I've never seen my work as fine art. Like
no,
that
it's all shit.
It's all shit art. Yeah.
No.
So it's just like now I'm starting to sort of see that I'm like I know how to draw, you know, certain things, and I can do them pretty well, and I feel like I can bring a finish to my traditional work that I couldn't do in the past.
Yeah.
And now that I'm doing it, it's so much fun. I don't know if that's gonna last, you know, but I'm enjoying all aspects of the type of art that I do because I love that I can do digital stuff, and then, you know, now I can also, you know, somewhat animate stuff, and, you know, I can do logos, and I can do this, and there's a lot of things that I can do.
Yeah. The toolbox
but I would say
shed.
I'm not an expert in anything. You know what I mean? Like I'm not an expert, but I can do a lot of things to a quality that is pretty good. But I'm not an expert in a specific field though.
No. Niche.
Yeah.
But no,
but it is
I think,
fun,
and
though,
this is really cool because you've always been sort of the non-artist, and it's really cool to see that sort of
Yeah.
now you're starting to realize that, oh shit, but there is
Maybe-
the artistic potential here.
Exactly, but that's the thing. I would never do it for the art. You know what I mean? Like,
But I could definitely see your pieces, like the way you've explained it and will explain what you're
Yeah.
going to be doing. Like, if you do that in a, let's say, minimum A3 size
yeah.
ish, like a gallery with that type of work
Mm.
would be amazing. Like, that would be
Mhm.
so fucking cool. And I'm already seeing more stuff that you could actually do with what you're going to
Yeah.
be talking. Like, there's so much potential here. So, like, yes, I'm with you. on
Exactly.
that.
I don't want to like.
No.
I want to save it for the
Yeah.
the tools segment.
But it does lend itself to a gallery. It does lend itself to more fine art, if you want to call it that.
I don't- yeah, exactly.
It's its own category. Like it's
no, I think it qualifies as fine art when you make, like not prints, but
well,
know,
I mean,
actual,
people buy gold shit.
Yeah.
So I mean, everything's relative
Gold
when
turds.
it comes to when it comes to fine art.
Yeah. No, but that's what I mean.
fart.
Like fine art doesn't have to be painted stuff only. I think, or is it? I don't know.
Dude, I don't know.
Who cares?
Like sculptures.
Like,
is-
dude, I've never.
art?
No, dude,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, this is the part of the art side of things that I have no clue about.
the fart side.
The only thing I want to do is to make these, just like the Zelda painting that I sold that one time, that limited edition thing.
Yeah.
I want to be able to create, something that is my own IP, and just, make it sort of like, let's say I make these wall. I don't know what to call them. They're not really paintings. What I do, they might become paintings and wood burning, and I don't know, whatever they're going to be. The
Yeah.
artwork that I create, though, I want to be able to make them sort of like, this is part of that story, where this happens,
Yeah.
and you can buy those three pieces, either as like all three, or
Yeah.
maybe they're just sold in threes, because they're part of one.
Triptych.
And just like make them like little experiences, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I have this vision, and I don't know if I can do it at all. Like, but it's just that I would never do it just like, this is art and this expresses, it expresses nothing besides that it looks great.
Yeah.
That is my type of art. Like, I can't just do stuff that, like, this is art to me. Like, no. I'll just do art, like actual artwork, that is
Yeah.
specific things.
But do you think then, like, just going back to the question you threw at me, like, if you got the chance to just do this, would that
depends.
make you happy? Would that be like the dream for you?
The thing is, I don't want to work 40-hour weeks, doing artwork for others.
Yeah.
So, and I love doing that right now because my job is cool,
Yeah.
and I'm learning. But I think when I get to the point where it's just, I'm really good at it, and I just throw it out there, like,
Yeah.
I might want to not do that.
No.
Uh,
It's like eating the same piece of food that you like. Let's say you
Yeah.
discovered the best
yeah,
pizza.
yeah, exactly. And then
But
you
you
eat that every day.
day?
Yeah, that's what it's
Of
going to
course.
feel like.
Yeah.
So right now I'm happy, but if I could get the opportunity to do that for a while, I would definitely do it.
Or like half and half. I think that would be
Yeah.
for me. That would be the goal.
Mhm.
Like tattoo 2-3 days a week,
Mm.
and then do whatever I want the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Whether that be just to like create like crazy or be off.
Yeah.
Like, but to be able to tattoo 2-3 days a week would be amazing. you
Yeah.
know. To have half of a week where you have to do stuff, so you do feel like you
Mhm.
are doing things, but that also justifies you not doing things.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, definitely.
I'd need that balance, I think,
Mm.
for me to be sane.
The thing is, I think I would like it somewhat like how it is right now, where I have this more stable income,
Mm.
whether it's from personal work or, working 40 hours a week. But the nice thing about that is that you can choose whatever the fuck you want to do for commercial work. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, I could just I don't want to do that because I don't need that money.
Yeah.
And like from Clubhouse, I got some gigs.
Mm.
And then, that podcast artwork that I did,
Yeah.
like, people wanted more. So people have started asking me to do more.
Mm-hmm. And
I
you're
don't
like,
want that money.
yeah,
I don't want to do that type of artwork. I did that to help, someone.
yeah,
And I don't want that type of work. And, I charged him, like a nicer price. so I could charge a lot more for the other people, but I don't want to do that work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the money isn't the important thing. Like it's good. You need money to, relax and not have to worry about money.
And you are doing work, so you
exactly.
should get paid, of course.
Exactly. But there are types of work that I just don't want to do.
Yeah. And
I
that's
don't want to
something-
draw portraits of people I don't know.
No.
That's
and,
one.
And that's the thing. Like, we become old enough to be able to say no.
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
Yeah.
We put ourselves put ourselves in a position where we can say no.
Exactly.
I think that's like one of the mistakes that I did early on was that I needed all the work that I got.
It's not a
good or
mistake. I
bad.
would definitely not call it a mistake. It's the process. It's the
yeah,
way
yeah,
to go.
definitely.
It's what gets you from a 0 to like a professional level.
Mhm.
You need to go through the ropes, the ringer,
of
whatever
course,
you
of
want to
course,
call
yeah.
it. But also to like be on equal levels with every other professional out
Mhm.
there and joke about all that stuff because you've been through that shit.
Yeah,
You've
yeah.
done those mistakes.
And you appreciate where you're at
Exactly.
a lot more when
Exactly.
you've been fucked a couple of times.
Yes, of course, dude.
That's exactly how that is said.
Yes, we're
Can't
not
be
taking
phrased.
it back. No.
Best phrasing for that.
Yes.
Just like let that grow in your head.
Exactly. And of course, my brain just continues with it. Yes.
Yep,
But no.
Just keep it in there, right?
Yeah,
Keep it in there.
it's in there.
Put it on a leash. Rein it in.
Are we done with this?
Yeah,
what
but
else
I
do we
think
have?
No, but those are just like a few thoughts that I've had on this.
Yeah.
Because my personal work has always been a big part of me wanting to do art, and I've also enjoyed like commercial art,
Yeah.
like working for others has taught me a lot of things that I would have learned a lot slower
Yeah.
on like doing it on my own, or maybe I wouldn't have done it at all.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like
all
who
the
knows where
software,
you
yeah.
would have been if you didn't get that sort of,
Mhm.
not the casino thing, but that
No, but
that thing.
But
that,
yeah.
that forced you to go into Illustrator.
Yeah.
Like
and then taking it from there.
yeah, like it's all meant to be in that
Mm.
way. And then, well, now we've become spoiled brats that can say no. But like, if we'd gone the long route and just started out our art careers now, we'd be begging for the shit jobs.
Oh, dude.
Like getting
And
money to draw a portrait. Are you fucking crazy?
Mhm.
Yes, I'd pay you to draw a portrait. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's like, nah.
Yeah. No, but there's
Yes,
like
but no.
just drawing other people's pets and like family members is such a pointless thing for me.
Yeah.
Like you could put whatever price tag you want. I got one offer last year, just before COVID started. It was this like in Sweden when you finish,
When you graduate?
yeah, when you graduate, you have this party and you will drive around honking horns, at other people and screaming and
Yeah, you're retarded for a full day.
yeah, exactly. And
Or
that
weekend, I guess, for like, because it just continues and on and on. Like,
And
Yep.
like someone's mother contacted me and they were like, oh, I would like you to do like my son and all his hobbies, in a thing.
she would pay you to do her son.
Yes, God damn it. Draw my son. No, he's of legal age, so I don't care.
Of course, he's graduating.
No, but he Jesus Christ. How did we end up here? God damn it, Robert. Put the blame where the blame. Fuck it.
I'm taking it. But yeah, so she contacted you.
Yeah, but she contacted me and wanted me to draw her son and all his hobbies because he's a nerd, which is kind of up my alley. But she wanted me to draw him. And I was like, yeah, but I don't take private commissions because, this. She like, I'll pay that. I was like,
Fuck.
and then I was like,
I hate it when that happens.
yeah, I was like, no, but I still like, I don't take private commissions. and she was like, I'll take it through my company. I'm like,
Shit.
son of a bitch. Like,
She
yeah.
really had you on the
Yeah,
ropes.
yeah.
Like, how did you get out of it?
No, the thing is,
You just said no.
yeah, because no. The thing is, I didn't tell her a price in the beginning. I just told her that,
I'm too
like,
expensive.
I would need to, I'm very expensive, blah, 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 an hour. It would probably take me a lot of money, and I wouldn't be comfortable charging you for that. Because like that's what I charge companies, you know, trying to get out of it more than.
Of course.
And she was like, no, I'm fine with that. It's for my son, his graduation, blah, blah, blah. I'd pay that, you know. And I was like, yeah, but I need to stick with my principles. And that's where I'm trying to say that money really isn't the thing that drives me. You know, I want to be part of cool shit.
Yeah.
Drawing your son's graduation thing is not cool shit for me. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
If that would have been somebody you knew more,
Yeah.
and like maybe your son,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Oh, that
That's
would have been
that's a
different.
different thing.
That's a different thing. This is a kid that I don't know. Like, sure, he loves video games and all that.
Yeah.
But do I want to draw his video games? Not really. It doesn't give me anything. And I'm at the point where I just want to, you know, invest my time wisely.
Yeah.
And
I mean, we get that, and I also get that maybe that sounds
but
a little
dude,
bit douchebaggery.
but no,
like,
but the
or
money
a bit-
was really. I was like very tempted. I was like, that's very good money for you.
just to draw geeky stuff.
Yeah. But then
Yeah.
exactly because I could have because he I don't know what he plays, but I just like no, I'm not gonna enjoy this. I know it for a fact.
Yeah.
Like even if it is, because usually when you try to get information out of people as well, like, oh, but what does this person like? And it's always like vague shit.
Yeah.
And you have to interpret it and put it in and make it work, you know. And I was like, I don't want this. Like, I don't want to have this discussion with this person.
Yeah.
And
had
also,
the
it's
exact
someone
same thing.
that I somewhat know, you know. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't want to like put that strain on that relationship. I was like,
Yeah.
pass.
Now, for me, thankfully, I didn't know this person, but it was a similar thing. But the story behind it was like, you know, I started feeling for the guy. He wanted a poster of his dad that had passed,
Oh, dude, I've gotten those so many times.
and the dad was a super geek as well. So pretty similar to your job, but with this dad.
Yeah.
And he wanted to do that for his mother, and he also wanted to pay the good money.
Yeah.
You know. So I actually lowered the price of the very good
Yeah.
money because I'm like, well, I have the time. This is right up my alley. I'm gonna like, because it's meant to be a bigger poster, I get to sort of try little different things and that. So I ended up doing it. I hated saying yes because my whole being was screaming no, like
Yeah.
don't fucking do this. But I still did it, and it was very gratifying at the very end of doing it. But it was a painful process. But
that's what I mean. It takes such few factors to ruin the whole thing for you.
Yeah.
Like not wanting to do it, because it could be like, oh, this is posters. I do posters all the time. But then you add someone's dad into it, you know, and sure they like nerdy stuff, but it's all the wrong nerdy stuff, you know, that you don't enjoy drawing.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
Yeah.
we could have just done well without this. You know what I mean? In my life,
Yeah.
time-wise, and
Exactly.
you know, because it is a big time investment. That's my problem usually.
Yeah. And well, yeah, for me there was no excuse, and I needed the money, so even lowering the money was like, you know, yeah, it made me feel better about doing it. I think that again with me and
Dude,
money,
if it
you know,
but if that works for you, like the motivation,
it
like
takes. There's not an like. Because I lowered the price, the pressure is off, and I can take more artistic freedom in the piece that I'm
Yeah.
doing. But I also relate that to the client and saying that, well, like, okay, no, like, you only have to pay this much, but expect this and this, and
exactly,
it'll sort of take the time it takes. So, like, I can breathe freely and create freely and still get a little bit of money for doing something that I kind of enjoyed anyways.
yeah,
But it's funny having the same sort of brief and us two tackling it in totally opposite ways. Like,
Dude.
you would have gotten even more money and you still said no, and I just got
had to
yeah, I
less
lowered
money
it.
to be able to do it. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard. Like, as much alike as we are, you're an idiot when it comes to that shit. Because
Well,
I'm like,
you know this.
yeah, I'm just like, how the fuck is this moron like taking less money to be able to do more work? I'm like, what? And it's just like this psychological thing that happens between us, like,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like, and dude,
Yeah.
it is interesting though. And on that subject, back in the day on Instagram, I used to get a lot of job offers, you know, like private commissions.
Yeah.
and they all sucked. But, sometimes someone wrote it well.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, can you draw my boyfriend, or my girlfriend or whatever. It's their birthday, and you should care. But I got one where she was like, oh, like my grandson or like my son and like my dad passed away, a while back, and he was really close to my son and blah, blah, blah. And I wish, like, I love your stuff when I was doing portraits as well, like with the.
It is a dangerous field to be tackling. But
that's probably why I'm not getting those, because I stopped doing them. But the color pencil portraits that I did back in the day, probably my better portraits. But, she wrote that, and you're like, oh my God, I got to say no to this now? Like, this is fucking heart-wrenching. But again, I wouldn't have enjoyed it.
No.
Sure, like, it goes to a good thing. But I have another 14 of these, that come in, in a month you get a couple of these. Like, am I supposed to draw them all because I feel bad? You know what I mean? Like, should I just, like, because people are dying around the world all the time. If I had to do drawings for everyone because I feel bad for them, I would, I wouldn't be in a good place.
No.
Unless I'd be rich. No. But it's just not the type of things that I want to be known for or draw for.
No.
Like, to me, it is entirely pointless.
It's goodwill.
It is
that's
goodwill,
kind of what it is.
and that's why I did the podcast thing.
Yeah.
The cover for this other podcast. It was like a portrait of two dudes that I, one I know and one I barely know.
Yeah.
And one that I don't know, and it was fun, but I hate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not my
more
type of work.
A favor, I guess.
It was a paid favor. No, but it was good money. Like, it's okay. But again, just like. The motivation there was helping someone out. Mm-hmm. But I can't be helping everyone out, by doing work I don't want to do. And it is a balance. Like, what do you want to be paid for? And because it just keeps leading to more of the same.
Yeah.
And that is always my problem. I don't want to do that work.
Yeah.
So it is nice to put yourself in a position where you don't have to choose. Ugh. Yeah. I don't know where we're going with this because derailed.
Yeah.
But
always.
Yeah.
But I mean, is it better getting paid for what you do? Of course. Yes.
Yeah.
But does that kill the creativity? For me, kind of a little bit.
It depends. Like when I create stuff and then I'm like, if somebody wants to buy this, because you know what I mean? There's a transaction comes. The transaction comes after. You're like, I don't want this in my house.
Yeah.
It's just going to be somewhere taking up space. So I'll just put it up for sale.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, I could put whatever price on that,
Yeah.
And usually I'd probably sell them a bit too cheap because I just want to get rid of them rather than to have them around.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then my commercial work, I'll charge up the wazoo for.
Yeah, because that is something that, I mean, you didn't have to do that.
Exactly. The other one I would have done it whether I was to sell it or not.
Yeah. I mean, you never had the intention of selling something that you do just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
And then, I mean,
people want to buy some of it.
If you're lucky, you can sell some of your shit. Mm. But yeah. You should never start creating with that in mind.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like with the burning stuff and all that, like there is an intent to maybe sell them later.
Yeah.
Like if I think that they're good enough to sell, but there is that's not what's driving this. Like I want it to look the way it looks in my mind, and the way that I've taken a lot of artwork that I enjoy that I've seen online, and just like how I guessed myself to wood burning and what comes after. That's if I can get that finish from all these different pieces of art and sort of combine it into something that is mine, I might consider selling these, and making it a thing to I'll create this cool thing. And then, I can't keep these all in my house as well. So I need to get rid of them.
Yeah.
So I'll sell them eventually if that becomes a thing.
Yeah.
But I don't care if it doesn't become a thing. I'm still going to do it, whether it sells or not. I don't care. I don't need that money in that sense.
No.
I have work, and it's working. So it is nice that there is no pressure in my personal work right now.
No.
Except that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. That is the only pressure that I have.
But that's also what keeps it fun, I think.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It really, really is. Because when I fail, it just fails, and then whatever.
Now you have a new problem you need to solve.
It's another part of this puzzle that you're on.
Yeah.
You're
I mean, as long as it keeps being that, you know, I'm assuming at some stage it's gonna be like a pain in the ass every time it's not really working. Like when you can't get this new thing to really like.
Oh, dude, that's every time right now. Like past the wood burning, nothing has worked out.
Fantastic.
But that is also the journey right now. Since we live in the YouTube era, I can look things up and like, okay, if I do some of that with this other thing that I saw on like a glimpse of when I flipped through Instagram, like if I can combine these two loose ideas that I have, I'll have this.
That's
how
it works.
That's how I do it. Yeah, dude, that is exactly how I'm working with this. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
But I think that's a good segue into
tools.
The tool segment.
Yeah, because I have nothing else. Like it is just do more personal work if you enjoy it. Don't do it if you don't enjoy it. I think it gives me a lot of personal growth. Yeah, doing it, and that feeds into the creativity that is my commercial work as well. Yeah,
so. And for me, like, there's the balance, of course, and I also do get motivated when I do get commissions, because that is the most gratifying thing ever. Having people wanting to pay you.
On that subject, since we have, did we jump over to tools? Are we on tools now? Or
we're not on tools.
Okay, I'll ask you when we transition on this subject.
Okay, yeah, okay. But yeah, that somebody wants to pay you for the work that you are doing. Yeah. It's the biggest compliment you can ever get.
That's what I do. I take the compliment, then I tell them to fuck off.
Exactly. You just wrap it up into a nice little piece of bow.
When else can you do that? Like, oh, that is so...
yeah. Have you seen this brick?
Wow.
But yeah, so the balance between the two, I think, always. Like, that's how I am with everything, of course. Always compromise. Always never sad about anything. Just life. Yeah. All by my toolies. Tools.
And we're back.
Yeah.
Abrupt ending to bullshit.
Fantastic. So yeah, tools.
Yeah, tools.
You had something that
I wanted
like
to ask.
Burning.
Yeah. Since you said commission, and that's where we sort of ended off. Like, how's the poster going? The movie thing, the pitch poster.
Yeah, because I realized that too. So what I did, I had the thing that you saw, like as finished as I had done that. I just took a screenshot of that. Took a screenshot of the thumbnails. I numbered them, and then I sent him an email because I was kind of stuck, and I just said like, well, these are a few really rough concepts that I like. Blah 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 blah. I really like this, and this number. And like this is what it kind of looks like when it goes more towards the finished blah, 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 blah. And was kind of very open and just said like, well, this is, where I'm at right now. What are you like getting from this? Is there any of these thumbnails that you think is more in line with what you really wanted to do? Blah, blah, blah. And just sort of put the ball in his court again. And he hasn't gotten back to me yet. So I'm still waiting.
Son of a bitch.
I'm still waiting for that. I'm assuming that he probably is tired of me taking so much time. But it's also like, dude, just pay me and you will get more stuff. Because he's like, yeah, no, I'll pay you. I'm like, well, you haven't. And I did ask for that in the very beginning. So
yeah. No, I would not do a single thing. But you guys have your agreement, so I'm not going to leave it.
Exactly. So, like, there's no agreement. We haven't written anything other than in mail form, Yeah. And I know that he's rewriting the script anyway, so I'm thinking he's probably very busy with just trying to get that, the way he wants it. But that is also a positive thing because it's going to be even more fresh in his head, and he might even get a better visual of what he wants in form of poster. At this stage, it's the waiting game. Again, like any freelancer knows, it's like you send it off and then you just wait. And then, hopefully this will lead to money at some point or something. But
I even do the feedback needs to be quick.
Yeah.
I have it like 1-2 days max, depending on the deadline. and then I will move on
Yeah. No, but it's
and still get paid.
because I don't have a lot of spare time, especially now that I've been sick for a week.
Mhm.
It's a week of people I need to fit into the rest of the month. So I'm going to be super busy, probably work sort of double shifts. So like, again, I never really have that time to just sit down and do this. If
Yeah.
he paid me the right amount of money, I could take time off to make this poster
Yeah.
and give it like the justice it deserves. But, you know, at this stage, I have to work with what I have. And seriously, me taking more time off is more important than trying to push this thing out and getting that, because it's a promotional thing. He even told me, like, you know, you can't draw actual actors because I don't want to confuse anybody. So they need to
Oh,
look
yeah.
like nothing, you know, just random people. And that's, you know, it's not making it easier. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm
But
not
I
getting
feel like-
attached.
Dude, but
Yeah.
I feel like what you showed me feels like slap some color into that.
Yeah, there is a bit of color.
Oh, there is a bit
Yeah,
of color?
Yeah.
Well, that's enough. That's a proof of concept. Like,
Yeah.
taking it any further with the little shit that he has, not worth it.
Exactly. But just like, I just want to get some sort of feedback on where I'm at.
Yeah.
If he feels like, no, that's not really what I'm after, fine, good, I know that. Or
Yeah.
if he says, that's awesome, and I agree with you, like that design or layout of the poster would be really awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Then I
Yeah.
have things to go on, and then I can move on. So,
Yeah, I would say this would have been so much better later in the production. Or,
Exactly.
you know, production.
Yeah.
In this
when
pitch
they,
phase.
when they
Yeah,
kind of know
fin-
what they want.
Exactly. When they have something.
Yeah, I think
more tangible.
with this, it's like I become a partner. I become a pitching partner. You know, he relies on me to do the visual work
Yeah.
to sell the movie, which, well, you know, I get that. You know, he doesn't know how all of this works. So that's sort of a little bit of weight off of his shoulders to rely on me, who is quote unquote poster artist, to like help sell the movie. But that's like stuff you need to get paid for.
Yeah, of
you
course,
know.
of course.
So at this stage, he's getting what he's getting or paying. Or
Not
actually,
paying
no,
for.
he's
Not
actually
paying for.
he's actually
Getting
getting a lot more than he's paying for. So, yeah, you know, I'm kind of over it. But if it keeps going, that's awesome. You know, we'll see. So again, it's the continuous story. We'll see how it goes.
Cool. We'll follow up on that.
Yeah, if anything happens, you guys will be notified. But yeah, so and in terms of tools for me this week or these 2 weeks, yeah, I haven't done anything. Like I
Almost.
almost.
Or it's something that you like. You say it's nothing, but it is. It's something that you've been working.
Exactly. It's hard to quantify as work in that sense, because it's all. Well, yeah, I've been writing and trying to focus. I really wish. Like, it does work, but yeah. No, I got stuck with the first story that I was writing. So, I don't know why, but there's this really old story that I'd written maybe 15 years ago or so about a kind of breakdancing vampire.
And I even remember this one.
He even remembers it. That says a lot. But no, I can't let that story go. There is something there. Like, I don't know what it is, and it could be total bullshit, but I like the way I remember it, because I can't find the story now. But I just felt like I needed to do something more with this. So I started rewriting that story, but with my brain at this stage. And also, because this story is supposed to be more of a teenage drama, high school thing, I don't really know a lot about that stuff. So I brought in Sana, who is like the expert on that stuff. Like, she loves those types of movies and shows, and especially the Scandinavian touch of that type of show. So I brought in the expert. So we actually sat this Friday, like before we went to my parents' house, and sort of brainstormed the story. Like I told her this is where I'm going and la la la. These are the characters, and we started fleshing out new characters and like, oh, but this girl, she's a lonely child with just her mom, and that means she's this and this and this and da da da. And her boyfriend, like his dad is an alcoholic, and he has a brother, and he stays with the mom, and that's because blah blah blah. You know, like fleshing out characters.
Yeah, exactly. So you can write about it
Exactly.
and have the motivation of why they react the way they do. Awesome.
You know, so for me, it's easy with monsters and gore and horrific things. With Sana, it's easy to like family drama and all of this. So like now, it's really fun getting her involved in my sort of crazy brain, and just to see sort of where
I love how she brings normality into it. Like, oh, this brother, because this happened with her sister. You're like, what?
exactly.
The what now?
But it was so fun.
Yeah.
Like she just said a few things, and immediately like, holy shit! Like, and then we can do that, and you know, just being two people brainstorming this one idea made it so much fun. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I already have stuff written down, and I think with this, I would like to do like read small parts of it and have that in the podcast every now and then to do.
Dude, the first one you read was awesome. So
Thank you, man. Yeah. Yeah, but just to sort of share more about like what I do, and it's a way for me to feel good about the stuff that I've written as well,
I
because
think
I
that
don't
is
get.
a really good thing as well, because
Yeah.
writing isn't something you post on Instagram and
Exactly.
everyone's excited.
I need a little bit of that pat on the back.
No,
you
but I
know?
think I think just reading it out loud will also make it real.
Yeah.
Like when we talk about ideas on the show,
Exactly.
you know, and then they facilitate afterwards. But
Yeah.
still, just saying shit out loud sometimes just helps a lot.
Yeah. So, yeah, hopefully, like, we'll see where that goes. But, yeah, I'll read you guys some stuff in the future, and we'll see what you guys think.
Story time with Robert.
Yeah. It's
And that'll be the part of the podcast that becomes something entirely bought by someone else. Like, Robert, we want you to do whatever you were doing on the Sketch Hero show here, but we'll pay you, and you don't have to do that shit anymore.
yeah, and then comes that pressure, and then I'm
Yeah.
gonna hate it, and then
Yeah, exactly. They start paying you, and it's just like stuff
Like,
happens. Story,
yeah, done,
monsters,
done.
monsters, story.
So yeah, enough about me, Ilias. What about you? That's the
Oh.
stuffy nose talk.
Yeah. So wood burning, I've done nothing. Like I haven't created anything really. But I took it upon myself. Just like writing doesn't feel like something creative in the sense that you can't post it anywhere. Because I feel like doing something creative needs to have, you know, like a visual on Instagram, or it's not worth doing.
Yes,
That's what it feels like today.
yeah, that is the thing, and we keep talking
Yeah.
about it.
No, but I think the same way that you don't feel that is
Being creative.
being creative, although it is very much so. It's just a way of being creative that no one can see.
yeah.
I did the same thing right now because I didn't want to create anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I put hours to do research. And
You freak.
exactly. And like this new direction in my personal work is so much fun that even research is fun. And so I've been reading a lot of articles. I've been, YouTubing and just like Googling a lot. And what I've come to, like the idea that I had in my mind is like what I have been envisioning this whole time was epoxy resin, like
Okay.
resin
Yeah.
art
Yep.
for like the art community. And that, like, it took me a while to find what I wanted to do because I've been talking to Thomas that paints for a living, you know, a professional painter, not, painting walls and decorative stuff and not so much like artwork in, the
In
way
that
that we
sense,
do it. Yeah. And also an avid listener mentioned on this podcast a lot.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thomas. So I talked to him about glazing, about all these different things, and then while I was Googling for stuff, I ended up on resin art. And I was like, oh, yeah, this is actually what I had in my mind when I was.
It resonated.
Yes, it resonated, Robert. Very good.
So happy we're not videotaping this.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Yeah, fuck it.
So, but so resin is, I guess, where the next direction of this whole fucking adventure is taking me. So I bought, resin today.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Like, this is gonna be. I am so excited for you.
Dude, I am so excited.
I really
want
to see what fucking happens.
And see if I can, because I want this finish that I keep saying. Like, I want my artwork to look a certain way when it's done. I want it to feel like something that feels sort of handmade, but also kind of not. Like, how did he get it to look like this? You know what I mean? Like, I can see that he did, like, it's a wood burning. But then again, it isn't. Like, it is this thing now. It's this solid finished thing that he did. Yeah. And I don't know exactly how I'm going to do this, to be honest. Like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Well,
I'm
now
just guessing.
You have the tools now,
I have a
at least.
direction, and I'm lacking the rotary tool. The thing that you recommended me, the thing we called a Dremel, was apparently a brand. Yeah. And a bit of Googling when I was looking for it, I'm looking for a rotary tool. Rotary tool. Yeah. Rotary. Wow, saying that enough times is crazy. Yeah. But so I'm lacking a couple more tools to be able to do this. But basically, what resin is, it's like two compounds that you mix, and then they become this like hard liquid, like translucent liquid, or like plastic. Transparent. Yeah. Thank you. Transparent. Plastic. So it's like when you put the actual resin or whatever the fuck, the epoxy resin thing, and then you have a hardener, and then it becomes rock solid. Yeah. And transparent, which is awesome. And I'm thinking of mixing that into my wood burnings, and maybe I'll skip the wood burning entirely and just carve and do other stuff. I don't know, and actually paint. Yeah. Or mix them all. I don't know.
That's why this is exciting too, to see where it goes.
Yeah, so
because already in my head, there's so much you can do with this, and it's going I'm going nuts. That's why, like, when I was like, "Ooh," so I wanted to say, like, in my head I envisioned a table.
Dude, I've looked at that as well. Just like making tables and shit. I've seen a lot of resin tables, and like I think they're called like a river table or something like that, where they have this like blue.
It's carved out in the middle, kind of.
But it's not even carved out. It's basically like two pieces of wood broken pieces of wood that go together.
Yeah. And then they resin it together.
Yeah, exactly. So the middle part becomes this like blue oceanic like river thing, and it just looks awesome. Yeah. And I thought, like, there are, like, what we talked about in the beginning, there's a lot of fishes swimming in resin, and then you sort of, because you can coat resin. Like, you could put, let's say you put, like, you pour some resin into, like this form, and then you have that, like, you let it dry for 24 hours, and then you can paint on it, or, put toys in it, and then pour more resin on top of that, and not hit stuff, and just like you can pour more resin on top of that later, and you can make these layers. You can paint, pour resin on it, and then paint another layer once it's dried. And there's so many possibilities to make these like 3D diorama type of artworks. And I'm thinking of mixing that with what I'm doing right now, so I can get the dragon to be, in resin, coated in resin somehow, so that it stands out, and then. If I have this glow, I can pour resin into, the wood burning or the carved wood stuff, and just like get these different effects, and then maybe resin the whole thing after that. Yeah. But you'd still get that like 3D dragon that's uplifted from the thing, and just like try to get these different layers, yeah. And then coat it all in resin, at the end somehow. I don't know.
Yeah. But that's also the cool thing, is to like start working with lights and stuff, like actual things from the outside affecting the artwork in this totally different way than, like, this is so new
Oh, dude, I have no
for
idea what
both
I'm
of
doing.
us, like,
Yeah.
just
No idea what I'm doing.
I'm so happy I'm not doing this. So for me, it's just like happy thoughts and
Dude.
like coming up with these crazy ideas, and then you have to do it.
Yeah, and the thing is, I have no idea what I'm doing right now, but we talked about oil paints, when you start thinking about it, and you're like,
It gets overwhelming.
yeah, it gets overwhelming. Here, I just keep buying stuff,
Yeah,
adding to the complexity of this thing.
of course.
But because I'm so clueless, it never feels overwhelming.
Yeah,
Because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I need. I just buy this one thing, and then like, oh, I need this other thing, which is also super, super frustrating in some ways that I can never get started.
yeah.
But I can do the wood burning part. And now I want the rotary tool, but it's super expensive. And I already bought resin for 1,500 crowns, which is like roughly $160. So, it's costing me more than I'm getting out of it
You've
right
already
now.
invested. So
Yeah.
like at this stage, you're an idiot if you don't do anything
Yeah.
with it. Like,
And it's so much fun. Like, it is so much
spending
fun.
money, yeah.
Yeah, spending
Yeah.
money is
Oh,
so
yeah.
much fun.
Yeah.
But it is like the exploration here is so much fun,
Yeah.
and the potential that I'm seeing in my head
Mm-hmm.
versus what I'm going to get out of it
Yeah.
at some point. We'll see where they sort of meet, and how maybe the wood burning has to go, and maybe it'll just be sketching and carving.
Yeah.
I don't know, and maybe painting will be a big part of it because I kind of like painting. But we'll see. I really want to get these 3D shapes out. Like when I paint something or like sketch something, I want to get them out in 3D, and then I want to do the resin stuff, and try to play with the different. Like instead of just resin coating everything and it's like this thin layer of paint on. Like I want to get this like more depth to it.
Yeah.
And so we'll see where it ends up. Maybe I'll just paint and resin it, and that's where I end up. Like
Yeah.
I scrap the whole, other part of it. But I don't know. Like it is so much fun right now.
So interesting.
And it is like the way that I paint or like sketch the ink drawings, they're basically just layers on layers, of like this is the background, this is the foreground, this is the middle ground, blah, blah, blah. They're just like these three different things.
But I think
it
that's the way
goes
to go.
Well, but it goes so well with the resin stuff as well.
Because you said resin, I see a lot of open spaces where it's very see-through and like almost like a window in that sense, and that opens up so many possibilities with depth of field, adding in things in that resin that is like, I don't know, if you want seagulls in the background, you have cut out paper seagulls that you put
Inside
in
and
the resin,
yeah,
you know what I mean? And that
Yeah.
would make them look like they're way out in the background because you get that sort of,
That's the thing.
you
I
know,
don't
there's
even
so many,
dude.
there's
Yes.
so much like I'm saying we now.
we
We can do so much with this.
yeah. But
yeah, it's so cool.
But like I said, I have no idea. So I think I'm gonna like the wood burning with the dragon. I'm probably gonna ruin that. Like I'm definitely gonna ruin that.
It's all tests.
Exactly. And I've been like people have been asking to buy it, and I'm just like I'm gonna try it. Because I need to ruin some shit, I guess. But I'll even do some smaller wood burnings, I think, or just like carvings and stuff like that, and then try to do some resin stuff on top of those and see. And then maybe save the dragon for the big test. Trying to once I've learned to control resin
Yeah.
the proper way, because I have no idea what I'm doing, and you only have one go.
Yeah.
So I might save that one and just do smaller ones first and just learn how to sort of like this is a small area, fill it with resin and see if I can get the effects that I want to get.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very exciting. I also found out today that you could use your Copic refills to tint the resin.
That's
Because
amazing.
I was looking for actual pigments, but this is Sweden, and we don't have all that in one place where you could just go and like I don't care what the price is, just give me resin and whatever the fuck goes with resin. That's not a place that exists, as far as I know. Not a physical store, at least, where I can just go buy the stuff I need.
Yeah.
So I got the resin at least, and then I asked them like, "Do you have pigments?" And she was like, "Well, you can use these." I was like, "These are marker refills." She was like, yeah, that works. I was like, okay.
Fantastic.
So I was like, I don't need any of this. I have it all at home.
Sweet.
So I'll see what I have. I think I have mostly like grays, but
Yeah. But I mean, I think that works with what you're trying to do a little bit now
Maybe,
as well.
yeah.
With getting just whites to pop
yeah.
and stuff like that, But
Yeah,
super
I don't
interesting
know.
to see how this goes.
Dude, I am so excited to try this.
And I told you about like a guy that I follow on YouTube. And this is really like one of my all-time favorite things to watch. It's his videos now. He never talks. He only
He only does the work.
He does the work, but he writes subtitles with everything that he does. So it's like he is having a conversation with us.
Okay.
But he's Japanese, which is why I think he's not talking.
I know this guy. Didn't he make the koi fish in the barrel thing?
Yeah.
Where he paints them in layers and then just let it,
All of
that is the
so
first one I
he
saw.
he always does dioramas.
Okay.
And sometimes he gets like for video games and he does things like that.
But
it's always like really cool sea creature monsters with small like people and stuff. But so his channel's name is The Lassophobia. So the THA and then lasso LASSO phobia PHOBIA. The Lassophobia. And he's done a whole bunch of videos. Like almost every one of the videos is about 20 minutes.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like, but it's just such an enjoyable process. And he also does this thing, which is, what do you call it? The thing we joked about before when you're like whispering and then you
ASMR.
Almost like that. So he uses like plexiglass stuff or like plastic things when he does the resin.
The resin casts, yeah.
Whenever he opens up the new plastic, they have that sort of paper thing that's glued on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he puts the sound on and just rips that off because he loves that sound. So in every video, it's always that, like just like, and it's so like just gratifying. But yeah, the Lassophobia. Go in there, watch whatever the fuck he's doing, and get inspired. That's awesome.
Then I will also check it because I'm not sure that I've seen anything else that he's done.
No, I couldn't send you stuff.
Oh, no worries.
I don't know if you have this problem, but I can't access YouTube when I'm not on Wi-Fi. Maybe it's a setting that I have that I haven't really realized. But yeah, if I'm just like on the train,
you can't watch YouTube?
I can't scroll YouTube. It's like
What?
you're
No,
offline. Maybe it's like
maybe you've turned off your 4G or like whatever the fuck your actual cellular.
I mean, I can surf everything else, but it's just
weird.
YouTube.
But on YouTube,
just YouTube.
But I think it's a setting. I think it's a setting that you just like. So do not waste your interwebs. You have accident or like somehow set that on, like so.
Yeah, but I mean,
only load stuff when you're on Wi-Fi or something.
Yeah, something like that. But so, but yeah, I will link it, and I do have one of those on in the Discord for the geeks. It's what was it? Spirited Away, I think.
Is that the one?
No, it's a diorama of Castle of Silence. Something. Yeah, it's just like it's so crazy gratifying. He's doing like the amount of detail this person does in every piece. It's just insane. Anyways, I will link more of the stuff, and I will send you links, and just check it out.
And if anybody wants to send me a Dremel rotary tool, that would be awesome because super expensive. I've already spent too much.
Yeah,
I've gone too far.
You've gone too far.
Yeah, but I'm really excited to try this shit out. I'll keep you all posted when I get around to using the resin.
Awesome. Cannot wait. All right. Is that it?
That is it.
No more tools?
I don't think so.
All right.
There's probably something, but
there's always something. Let's move on. Skip. That was short.
That was short.
Yeah.
And we're back. It's retro time.
Retro
with
time.
Heroes.
Yeah, we need an echo.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. All right.
Show y'all. I've seen a lot of things.
I've also seen a lot of things, but a lot of olden things. Like the Batman on Gaslight thing.
Ooh, you rewatch that?
Yeah, rewatch that. A lot of those sort of cartoony things. Because it's the same animation studio that does Invincible.
I was like, what?
Yeah. So the Invincible show on Prime that we both are watching.
Are we starting with that?
We might as well.
Cool.
Should we?
It is awesome.
It's so good. If you guys
so
have
good.
not seen this, stop what you're doing and fucking watch it. It's amazing. I love this.
Okay, so we're not going to spoil this, but it is great.
Yeah.
I don't even want to say like the direction it takes or
No.
anything. I just want to say that it is worth your time.
Yeah. I think what can be off-putting for most people, I know most people listening to this podcast are very comfortable with cartoon shows and cartoony things or animated things. Let's just put it that way. So it could be off-putting that it is an animated show, but it's definitely more than just an animated. Like you get out of the animated thing very quickly.
Very quickly, yeah.
Because it is like in the way that The Boys is like, I do see a lot of kind of The Boys-ish things in this.
Yes.
Because it is like, it's a grown-up superhero show. Let's put it that way.
It's not for everyone.
No, definitely. And that's going to be very apparent in the first episode.
But how do we put this? It's about this kid that comes, like, he just gets his superpowers.
Yeah, like it starts off with him waiting to get his superpowers.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
or they're like, usually people get them when they're 16 or like, I don't remember, like maybe
their,
12 even. Like,
what do you call it?
oh shit, yeah.
When you
Puberty.
Puberty, thank you.
Yeah, you get your powers when you hit puberty, but
yeah.
he has not.
Yeah.
So he's, I don't know how old he is.
17.
17, okay, yeah. And he gets his powers like pretty late. Like they were not even sure that he was going to get them.
No.
And our story sort of takes off there. I don't want to say anything else about the show.
No.
More than watch it.
Yeah. Like,
And thank you, Farhan, for throwing the show at me.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. No, I got it in my face from Prime.
Oh shit! I
was
not
like,
been. I
ooh.
never used that app.
I'm like new cartoons?
I have, dude.
Yeah.
Haven't even been in. That app annoys me so much.
So I had no expectations. I had no idea what this was.
Mm-hmm.
It's based off of a comic book called Invincible, made by what's his name? Robert Kirkman, the guy who made The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So same dude that made The Walking Dead. I mean, we know that he delivers quality stuff. And like I didn't even know that going into it. And started watching it and I'm like, yeah, let's see what this is. And then mind blown. I was like, yeah, I wrote you straight away.
And I was
not,
already
not straight away.
No.
yeah.
But when you wrote to me, I was watching the second episode, and I was like, dude, and watching it now.
Yeah, because I was like on episode 3 because I
Yeah.
gave it 2 episodes, and then episode 3 started. And I'm like, dude, I have to fucking let him know about this. And you were already watching it, so
Yep.
of course,
it was so good.
Like normally just synced.
Fuck, dude, it was
But yeah.
so good, and I just.
And
like,
the animation
and I thought it was,
style is good too.
No,
Like,
it's
simple,
well
simple, but
animated.
it's not simple. You know?
No, but the thing is, they don't skim. Like, the thing is, they animate from A to B. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? They don't
yeah,
like
yep.
not animate. Like, it's not. It doesn't feel like it's missing stuff, or
No.
that it's choppy, or that it's.
No.
You get like the full satisfaction from A to B.
Yeah, that's why I went back and started watching those, like the old Batman cartoons or animated movies. God,
Yeah.
talkie. Because I found out that it was the same company making the
Okay,
show,
yeah.
so I'm like, ooh,
I need more of this,
And then
yeah.
I just want to see like the old,
Yeah.
like Justice League Doom or whatever, and it is the same quality, and it's just like beautiful. I love it. So very happy to have that, and it comes out every Friday. So Fridays is like for me Christmas every week.
And also, since we were on the subject of what was it called, Gotham,
Batman
by
Gotham by Gaslight.
by Gaslight, right?
Yeah.
That one, it's not like it has a very clean style. It's not the best animated show.
No.
But the story is so good
Yeah.
that it's worth the watch. Like, I was so surprised.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even give a shit about the animation at that point.
After I realized it was a Mike Mignola story,
What?
I understood why the animation looks the way it is, because they've tried to emulate his art style.
Okay. I did not know that. But it is, the story is,
yeah.
I love that twist.
And
all of it. Yeah.
Actually didn't check to see if it was the same company that animated it, but I'm pretty sure it is, because looking at the fights and stuff in that movie,
Yeah.
it feels very similar.
Okay,
So
okay.
I'm pretty sure it's the same, only they try to make it look Mignola-ish.
Okay.
But that's a great movie too, if you haven't seen that, Gotham by Gaslight. And I'm sure the comic book is equally awesome. But it's so cool. It's like having Batman with Jack the Ripper.
Yeah.
You know, it
is.
fantastic. And I actually, speaking of that, I took that as sort of the mold for how I want to build my story. And so I watched it and just wrote down sort of the beats of the storytelling that they do. Like they start with introducing this and then that. Just to have sort of a baseline to base the overall way of
I
writing.
think that's really good.
Then
Take
we'll
something
see
that
how-
works and then just try to...
Exactly, because I really love that story. It's got that nice twist and everything, which I want in my story. So it's like, I'm just gonna steal.
Dude, why recreate the wheel
Yeah, exactly.
when there's stuff out there that you can
It's
use?
spinning, you know.
Yeah.
That's what matters. But yeah, so Invincible,
on
yeah.
Amazon
on Amazon Prime. Yeah,
or Prime
Prime
Video.
Prime Video.
Yeah, I hate that name.
Yeah, just Prime.
I hate just Prime. It doesn't make sense either. Should be called Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Just so you know what the fuck it is.
Well, now it's called Invincible app. Where Invincible is. So that one for sure. And then, yeah, a lot of old stuff, of course. I watched the Wonder Woman movie, like Wonder Woman 84.
Yeah. And then you told me to watch, or you sent me some clips.
I
filming
didn't.
your
I did
TV.
not tell you to watch it.
No,
but
you did not.
no.
But you sent me some clips.
Yeah, just to make sure you did not watch it. Like you
Oh
don't
my
have
God.
to.
Yeah.
I took that bullet for you, my friend.
Dude,
But
I
it
didn't
was
watch
so hilarious. Like I
it
was.
is the craziest shit. I thought you were like, oh, that they would never do. Like, yes, they did. Look
Yeah.
at this.
Like first I wrote you after she like lassoed a bullet.
To save Chris Pine.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I thought you were joking. Like,
Like,
sort
with-
of like it.
There was so much like you remember how we complained about the Snyder Cut and Wonder Woman.
Dude, the
and
Snyder Cut is a masterpiece.
Yes. See?
Dude, after seeing that shit, I
I
was
no
like,
idea. Oh my god.
Jesus
But-
Christ, what the fuck is that movie?
Yeah. But the funny like we knew going in that this was gonna be a sucky movie. Like
Yeah, but
everybody
dude.
on the internet have said Wonder Woman 2 is
But
shit.
Dude, just if we start with the Snyder Cut, you know,
Yeah.
all the fucking, like, just the first 5 minutes
Yeah.
where she just blocks all the bullets all the time for too long. Exactly. Just so annoying, okay? This Wonder Woman movie just takes it so much farther with just small clips.
Yeah.
Just small little things.
Yep.
And it's just worse. How can you make it worse? Like,
I don't know.
you don't lasso bullets.
No. Like you really don't lasso bullets. That's I think
And the best thing is she has, like, if you think of how fast a bullet travels,
yeah.
that is not portrayed in how she throws the lasso.
Nope.
Like, we're just supposed to imagine that she throws it really fast,
Yeah.
like a bullet fast.
There's so much with that lasso in this movie too. Like it just does not obey the laws of physics at all.
So it does
Like
not give a fuck.
no. It's
That
a
lasso,
of
dude,
truth.
that
No,
lasso has fuck you
That's the-
money.
That's the lasso of fakeness for sure.
Dude.
No, it's horrible.
But
It's
then you
horrible.
sent me this other clip.
Yeah, that was right after the thing. And that I think
I
like
don't know if it's better
was-
or worse.
I was laughing so much that my stomach hurt for reals. And I was all alone just sitting in my couch.
Yeah, it takes a lot to laugh by yourself.
Yeah. But I was like, I'd already started pissing my pants after, the
Said
bullet
bullet,
incident. And then this came, and I had written you with the bullet. And then I was like, dude, and I just had to rewind it and videotape it to send it to you. Just like, dude, this is what you're missing.
Fucking craziest shit ever.
You have Pine coming out with like this rocket launcher rocket. And he's like, eh? And it's like, Diana. And then he like throws that, and then she like... Yeah, it's a missile, and it shoots, and then she lassos the missile to get like to jump ahead.
But she's Spider-Man's wings here.
Propel herself forward with a missile, like.
Yep, and grabs 2 kids, breaking their backs.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
That's what I'm thinking. Like
they are so dead,
dude. Those kids are smashed when she comes at
like
them.
the missile would have been the nicer way to go.
You know what the best part is? That
there is no best part.
No. She loses her grip.
Oh yeah.
This is where they needed. This is where they needed like, we need some realism to this. Mm-hmm. So she starts slipping. Her grip on the lasso is starting to slip, and she falls on these kids, and they roll around
like on concrete or asphalt. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I mean, God, no,
dude, that scene was so fucking cool.
Yeah. Just YouTube it. I'm sure it's on YouTube.
You'll have more sane experiences on crack than watching this movie.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Just like what?
But it's
what
like,
the fuck was that? Like, it is
the
such
sad thing is that they try to do it so seriously. There's not that sort of the little wink of like, we know that it's a shitty movie. It's not that. Like, they're like, we're owning this. This is so cool. No. Sorry, guys. Just no.
But that again, the problem here is the CGI isn't great. Like when she swings away, it just looks fake.
Yeah.
The first thing you think of her when she jumps off the car, or no, she starts running between the cars.
Yeah, that immediately you're
dude,
like,
it's rubbish. Like,
why?
Garbage.
Yeah.
Like, if you can't do that, don't show it. Have it like quick, and then just have her do the thing, like jump or whatever the fuck she's doing in slow motion.
Yeah, like ride rockets, of course. No, like the quality of the movie is good. Like in terms of the way it's shot, it looks good. The colors are nice and stuff. It's everything that they do in the movie that is
not
horrendous. It's so bad. And what I wrote down, and I wrote you that, and I thought it was that's sort of how I what do you call it, like
summarize
summarize the movie. It's the quality is great, but the film is like a Disney sort of direct to movie or direct to TV
direct to VHS
movie. Like not even straight to VHS, it's straight to TV. It's like a Hallmark quality movie. The story, the everything they do. But it's shot with like, we've got fuck you money.
Like, we got fuck you money, so we recorded this Hallmark drama.
We can shoot it like super nice. It's going to look so good, but it's going to be the worst thing you've ever seen.
So it's like the Hallmark channel that used to exist in the 90s. Maybe that's still a thing. I don't know.
It's like, putting a pizza over a pile of shit and just eating it. That's kind of...
That makes no sense. But but this movie makes no sense. Hey,
no.
So why not use a
long-ass tangent about don't see Wonder Woman 2 unless you really want to have a good time and, like, seriously, get a few beers, sit there,
make
drink,
it a drinking game.
And just, like, rip it to shreds. Like
every time something weird happens that you're just like, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. You will be drunk 20 minutes in. Easily.
Food poisoning. I mean, alcohol poisoning.
Yeah, or food poisoning if you eat that
maybe
pizza,
your food will
pizza.
just like, while watching that movie, your food will deteriorate at a faster rate.
Yeah. So that's sort of the...
Wonder Woman?
Yeah, that's the movie that I saw. Then I saw that new... Dota.
Dota 2.
Dota 2.
What Dota?
Dota 2.
I don't know how you say Dota.
Yeah.
I've never played the game.
I don't know what it sort of stands for.
Don't care.
Done over the ass 2.
What the fuck?
No, it's probably something with dragons and stuff.
I have no idea.
But
is it short for anything? Is it like...
I'm sure it is.
But are there like...
No, it's all in caps. DOTA 2.
Maybe it's a name. I have no idea.
Anyway,
I don't care.
The sort of the video game to now Netflix anime. I liked it. I actually did like it. It's called Dota 2 Dragon's Blood.
Swedish.
Yeah, I know.
Dota.
Dota 2. Dota 2 Dragon's Blood. But like if you're into fantasy stuff,
But is it like Castlevania? Or
yeah,
is
it kind of
like
looks it looks and feels like Castlevania. It's also dark.
Because
dark and
Castlevania is a
bloody.
bit choppy. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it feels like it's an aesthetic
Yeah.
more than it is a problem.
Yeah.
Because it is okay. Like it's cool.
Yeah.
But
And with this, I would say it's similar. I'm sure
Okay.
it's the same studio that
it's
animates it.
Netflix that's behind them. I don't
yeah.
know how many studios they have. Yeah.
Exactly. But I was like pleasantly surprised. I just wanted to see the first episode to sort of get an idea of what the fuck it is, and ended up seeing the whole season. So
Very
like,
cool.
really cool. It's got dragons and blood and elves and all of that stuff. So like if you're into dragons and all that stuff, I recommend it for
Cool.
sure. It's better than a lot of the anime stuff on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like if you do like Castlevania, then I'm sure you will like this show too.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what I've seen
Yeah.
in terms of movies.
I've seen the new show Irregulars, or The Irregulars, I think it's called.
Yeah. Netflix.
And I just saw it because I love a good Sherlock Holmes thing.
Yeah. I was like, the idea intrigued me.
But that's why I watched it.
and then I
as
started
well.
and I was like,
I got like Penny Dreadful vibes from
Yeah.
the trailer.
well, it is Penny Dreadful vibes to it,
Yeah.
but the quality is
but
just
it's
not really, not for me. But did you end up seeing the first
I saw the
season?
whole season, yeah.
Okay.
And I like that it is like episodic. Like, you know, like every episode has this like monster of the week type thing,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But there's just something about the show that just doesn't make it a great show. It's just
No.
like, it's watchable.
Yeah.
It has, you know, it's an okay show. Like, it is an okay show. Like, I don't think you would miss out or like feel like a waste of time watching it. But then again, it's not a super great show. Like,
No.
it goes from being like super dark to being a bit like,
Yeah, I liked the part with the ravens in the first episode, like
Yeah, yeah,
how
yeah.
they attacked. But that was also sort of where after that, I just sort of tuned out.
yeah, but
And,
that
like,
that's when it gets like really dark.
Yeah.
Like from being a bit, you know, like, oh, these street kids that take care of each other, you know.
because I didn't like that sort of the relationships between them and stuff. I don't know. There was
on and off good. Like sometimes it's like, this is really good. And sometimes it's just like,
okay.
It's like, you know, when you're seeing two people that are too in love and you're just like, I can't relate at all.
Yeah.
And I've been there. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I've been right there. And I just can't relate to this stupidness.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I have like when my brother was dating this girl and they were calling each other baby all the time, like baby before every sentence. Oh, baby, you do this all the time. Oh, baby, baby, baby. You know, you're like, what the fuck is happening? Am I like, did I just step through like a
Justin
you know-
Bieber.
just
You stepped through the Bieber.
the Bieber lens? Yeah. No, I don't know what happened, but it's just sometimes it just gets like
Too much,
Yeah,
I guess.
and then sometimes the exact opposite. It's like really good. So I enjoyed it. Would I
Okay.
watch it again? Never.
Okay.
Uh,
Did it end on a good sort of cliffhanger-ish thing?
That's
or
the
like,
thing I can't remember.
Oh,
but
so-
usually I can't remember, even if it's a good show.
No.
But oh shit, yeah, now I remember everything. It's okay. No,
All right,
but that's
yeah,
what I mean. That's what I mean. Like they have a problem with, like I personally feel, what they're like, what they want the show to be.
Yeah, okay.
Like I'm not interested in a season 2.
Yeah, okay. But
like-
that sucks.
You know what I mean? Because I love supernatural Sherlock
Yeah,
Holmes.
exactly. Same.
Like there's a gap to fill. Supernatural is out. You know.
The idea of it was nice,
Mm-hmm.
but it also felt almost a little bit like, do they really need to have the Holmes there, or could it just have been about these kids doing this?
Yeah.
You know, for
you
somebody
don't really
else.
need the Holmes thing.
No.
Like it adds
It
the
just-
reason why I watched it.
Yeah,
But I feel like they're like maybe skip that part
yeah.
in the description. Like
Yeah.
it is cool that it's there as a side thing.
Like,
But it
how
plays a
much-
big part. It plays a
oh,
big part.
okay,
it does
good.
play a big
Okay.
part in the end. but I just didn't like.
You didn't buy it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, like, that is the sad thing about Penny Dreadful is that it doesn't really end properly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they just like, we're canceled. Let's wrap this shit up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you get that in season 3?
Yeah.
4? Yeah, three, right?
3 seasons.
So
that one is good. Like, I recommend. Well, all 3 of them. I didn't
It
really
was
think it
really-
failed.
No, it didn't fail.
It felt
like,
rushed.
Yeah,
like
it felt
they just
rushed.
needed to
Yeah.
close.
I didn't like the
door.
ending because I know that's not what they wanted to
Exactly. You could see potential
do.
for
and it's still
greatness.
like. Also, you feel like they didn't answer a lot of your questions because they
yeah.
rushed it, but it does not cause the anger that Game of Thrones did.
No,
Because
for
that
sure.
one. Yeah. I have nothing to say.
We do not even mention the goat. What I've been doing because I was sick and not wanting to create is play video games,
Boom.
which has been something that I haven't done for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So I finished Hitman 3, which is, I know, mind-blowing.
Dude, I am so confused to
finished
the whole
something.
Hitman series. Like, this is the new 3.
Yeah.
Hitman, which is so confusing because every time you said like, oh, but when I play the first Hitman, I'm thinking of the first Hitman.
Yeah.
But no, this is like
Hitman 1.
Exactly.
So I guess that's what they're calling it. So it's Hitman 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
But now with 3, I would just call it Hitman for PS4.
Yeah.
And now 5.
Yeah.
Because
The latest
Yeah.
Hitman game.
and all 3 of them are one game together. And what I did, I
confusing.
downloaded because I do have 1 and 2 prior.
Mm-hmm.
I just downloaded sort of the add-on to the game, which ties all of them into the one game.
Yeah,
So
it
now
becomes
I
one
could
game,
I
yeah.
could like remove all of the previous Hitman games and just have Hitman 3,
Yeah.
but also 1 and 2 in that game.
Yeah, you get the full story.
Yes,
basically. That's
and
what
because
you're
it is
getting, yeah.
episodic, like the first Hitman for PS4 was released just level by level by level, not as a complete game,
Mm-hmm.
which was a pain in the ass, I thought. Second one, they released the full thing, and the third one, same.
Yeah.
But it's really nice to have all of that together. But, I mean, it's the same game. You know exactly what you're getting.
Yeah.
The only thing I thought was that it felt a little bit too easy in terms of directions
But are
to
you
go.
playing easy now, or are you playing normal?
I started playing normal, and then I was discovered too easily, I thought.
Okay, yeah.
And I just wanted to like be able to move around more freely and realize that, oh yeah, there is actually difficulties to choose, because I haven't chosen anything on the
Yeah.
previous games, and it's taken me forever to finish. So that's probably why they felt easier. But the way I mean is more like the direction is so apparent, almost like they're really
But is it,
showing
was
you.
it like that in the normal version as well? Like when you played normal?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Like
so
you
there
knew
is-
exactly how to tackle it.
Mhm.
But if you go to Hitman 2, it wasn't as apparent. It's like, this is the target.
Yeah.
Good luck. And you're like, what? Like, how the fuck do I even get into that house?
Yeah.
Whereas here, it's very like, well, here's a detective and he's about to enter the house and he's going to have access to the whole house. So just take his outfit. Ta-da, like that. And that's what it felt in almost every level.
Mission, okay, yeah.
And very easy to navigate through the levels in that way. But with that said, like, I do love the stories, and it's still equally satisfying game. Like, I really love the Hitman
Dude,
series.
I love the idea of all the Hitman games, and I've played most of them before, I think, the PS3.
Yeah.
Like, I played everything they
And
released.
there's an add-on for Hitman Blood Money and Contracts.
Blood Money was amazing.
For this one, so you can get all of those into this one. So
Dude,
that's
the ending
my
on Blood Money.
I know.
Epic.
Yeah. No, the whole Blood Money as a game, it's like one of the best experiences
It's
I've
also
had.
it is. I think we talk about it early on the show.
I think so.
Like I think so. Like the ending of that.
Yeah.
So good.
So good. So good. The coffin.
The coffin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. They do a little bit of like a nice callback to that ish. Like
That is one
nod
of the
to the
best
head.
video game endings. ever.
Yes, so gratifying.
So great.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. And then I downloaded The Order 1886, which looks amazing, but it's just a little too difficult for me. And I haven't put it on easy, but it was just like I died way too easily, so I didn't even want to put it on easy, sort of. It just made me too annoyed. And then I got Hitman, so I was like, fuck it, I'll play that some other time. The story is great. It's about, like, you're in the 1800s, and you are kind of the supernatural hunter thing in, I'm pretty sure you're in London. So
It feels like very Victorian.
Exactly. Like, you've seen it all before, kind of, but it's done extremely well. Like, the graphics are amazing, and the story is really nice and deep. You're in the secret order, of course, and you just hunt and try to protect, humanity from these supernatural creatures. Like, as far as I've gotten, it's just werewolves at this stage. I'm sure there'll be vampires and all these crazy things further on. So it's werewolves and then, like, semi-werewolves, so half-turned, like superhuman humans, kind of. But I didn't get too far, obviously, because I kept dying. So, like, I can't say more than it's a good game, but it's so extremely dark in the way it's portrayed and played. Like, the visuals, I mean.
You mean the game is
like
so
the
dark,
graphics.
even if you lighten up every setting that you have in the game and outside. Like, it's just too dark to enjoy.
It's either black or white. Like, and as soon as you had, like, a little bit of light coming in through the windows, that's all you're going to see on your TV screen. Like, it was so frustrating, especially with, like, the werewolves in that one scene. They're so fast and you need to see them, and they stay in the shadows, of course. And you can't even see where you are. Like, it was so annoying. That also put me out of it, of course. So, like,
that game had, like,
it feels
looked
very
amazing, but it
feels
had
very
problems.
sort of Bloodborne-ish in the way, like, in the difficulty level.
I never
think.
played Bloodborne.
I mean, I haven't played Bloodborne. I installed what's it called, the previous game,
the beta?
the Dark Souls.
That's not the same.
Like,
Dark Souls is a first person.
No,
or no, it isn't.
But they're not the same game.
No, but they're
like
the same type of game. Like, those really hard.
Yeah,
like
is it Darkstalkers? No, I don't remember which one.
But also the one
I heard
Shadows.
you were supposed to play one before Bloodborne, and that was on sale, so I got that one. Like,
there is no other game. Bloodborne is a standalone.
Oh,
game.
I know, but the same company made a similar type-ish game, equally hard.
Okay.
But
it's all those games, like Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice,
yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
Also have that
Bloodborne.
and haven't played.
I'm never going to play those games. Like, they are at a level where I just don't have time.
Yeah.
I need the story to keep progressing. I don't have time to grind shit.
Yeah, and I reinstalled Red Dead 2.
That is a good game.
So, but that's also
But
like...
that is
it's such a slow game.
It is super slow.
Like, just even walking, you're just like... So,
dude, my horse died in the desert, and I didn't know
Oh
that
my
you
God.
could just respawn all your gear and all that. So I carried my saddle and everything to the closest sort of place. Or no, I killed someone. Yeah, I even lost my patience, and I just killed someone to get their horse.
Oh, yeah.
And then I realized I could have just spawned the horse back in the
stables. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, motherfucker.
Fantastic. Well,
Yeah,
that's
so it
good
is.
to know.
Yeah. Also,
'Cause I
picking
didn't
shit
know that.
up, you can just hold in square, and it'll pick up everything he's looking at. Then you can turn to the next side, and he'll just pick up all the things.
Oh, really?
Yeah, whatever button you pick him up with. If you hold it in, he'll collect
be like, click,
all
click, click,
three
click, click.
things. Yeah, that
Okay.
are in that area. He
Son of a
doesn't like
bitch.
clear the cabinet, I think, but he'll clear that side, that you're looking at.
Ah.
And that helped a lot because I was so angry. I was like, oh my God, the cops are coming. One pack of cigarettes goes in the pocket. One little coffee mug goes in the pocket. I was like, you're shitting me. This
pick it up.
Yeah. And that actually, even the quick pickup thing, annoys me because that's where you chose to be realistic, you sons of bitches. Like, why would that matter? Like, it is just annoying.
Yeah.
It is just annoying.
You could have, yeah.
Yeah. You know, like, there
We
are
don't
some...
need that.
That is such a fucking pointless point of realism.
What happened to just cling and
and you just
it's
pick
all
up
in?
everything. Yeah. Dude, it's so annoying.
Yeah.
Such a dumb decision. And also in Red Dead, like the help boxes, if you have a big TV,
Then you can read it.
yes, but also you can't because it's at the far end of your TV.
Yeah, I can't read shit.
Dude, yes. I had the same problem. I had to squint my eyes, but they were so fast that they disappear before you have time to read
Well,
them.
I have to stand up and go towards my
Yeah,
TV.
that's what I did
like,
on my last,
Yeah.
because I played it on my old TV.
Yeah.
But it was also at the very top corner, a place where I never look.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always like, oh, shit. Oh, okay, it's gone.
Yeah.
Like,
thanks for the
good
help.
design. Yeah. Just put it in the fucking, like, side of the screen somewhere, you know, close to my character so that I can just get the gist of it, or, like, above my character, you know, at the where you're fucking focused on.
Yeah.
But no. They were all stupid. So a lot of the things I
help?
realized by reading on the internet carefully to not get spoilers.
Yeah.
But also talking to friends at work that were playing it at the same time. They were like,
okay.
I was like, yeah, dude, I'm just like picking up things. And they were like, you know, you can hold it in. And I was like, thank you.
And
But-
thank you.
But the story and everything else is amazing.
Yeah. So I replayed it. I had played it before, and I
Yeah, I
replayed it,
remember.
and I'm at that same point now. So just done the train heist, and now it's free roam mode, sort of.
Mhm.
So, yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully I'll get sick soon again, and I can
Dude,
actually
yeah,
finish
the
this.
problem with that game is you need to finish it. Like, it is such a long game.
Yeah.
And it has so many fun side quests and stuff like that as well that are worth exploring and that you stumble upon. But it just takes forever. I didn't do any of the hunting side mission things.
That's sort of the stuff that I want to do.
Dude, it is both fun and not fun.
Yeah.
The rewards, like, oh, you get this leather satchel. You're like,
Everybody loves leather.
it's just like,
satchel.
I don't care about that stuff. Like,
No.
really don't care. I want story missions, you know. And that story is one of the best. Like, Red Dead Redemption is, like, top 3 in my video game sort of list. Like, it is, both Red Dead 1 and 2 are probably my best gaming experiences, like, ever. All in all, like, the whole game, you know,
Yeah,
like, from
yeah.
start to finish. Like, and I hate cowboys. I hate everything about that shit, you know, like,
Who
but
fucking hates cowboys?
but it's just so good. Like, the story and how it's told and how the characters sort of grow on you. And I think it's even better in this one,
Yeah.
the second one.
Yeah. No, I
And
already
started-
loved the characters,
Dude,
and I haven't even
him. I
gotten
hated
into it.
him
Yeah.
when I started. I was like, what is this bland bullshit that we got, you know, because John Marston was such a
Badass
layered
creature.
character. Yeah. But here they do start off with this bland character, and he just grows and grows, and then you're like, oh, my best friend, you know, like. But he is both good and bad, you know,
Yeah,
like he's this. There's like depth to this character that is so good. Like, he's not bad to be bad. He's not good to be, you know, like, there's the complexity to the character.
It's all necessary.
Yeah, it's all there. Like, he made choices in his life, and they led him down this path, you know. And he kind of like, the best thing about this game is when you're not doing missions and you just go around talking to people in your camp, because they have, like, every time you go back there's a piece of dialogue that builds onto your character. So you could talk to this girl Becky or whatever the fuck their names are, you know, and you talk to her, and he's like, have you ever blah blah blah, that, like, I'm not a good person, but, you know, blah blah blah, or, like, our time here in this sort of, like, the cowboy era is running out, you know, like, and he's reflecting on the things he's done, and, like,
deep.
all this shit. Yeah. And I was like, wait, just like a couple of hours ago, this character was nothing. And now he's like, they're just giving you so much side. Like, you were writing with Sana about your characters. Like,
Yeah,
they did
yeah.
this, the sister, the mother, the thing.
It's like evolving.
Dude, they have so much of that in Red Dead Redemption. And every time you help someone and you meet them later in the story, and it's just like some side, you know, like someone was bitten by a snake, but then you meet them later in another city that was, like, you know, like 2 cities later, like from where you were.
Yeah.
It's just like everything just keeps tying into like the other. It's just so well written. Like no other
That's
game
awesome.
company does that,
Yeah.
especially in this open world thing where you just run around and lose yourself.
Yeah. No, I've never heard anybody talk bad or badly about this game.
It's just that
ever.
it's slow.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that's the stuff, and like some weird UI choices. Like I didn't even know you could save the game for the first 2 weeks I played it.
Yeah.
Because I totally missed that.
Because I went in to see one of those like you should
before
know
you play,
this before you play.
Yeah,
exactly.
Dude,
It
that
was
did
like-
not exist when I played.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, good, thank you.
I watched it 2 weeks later,
Yeah.
and I was like,
You son of a bitch.
because I lived and I kept living this, but when I played the game, since I didn't know you couldn't save, I just like, okay, I'm gonna make some bad decisions and I'll just have to live with them. And then 2 weeks later, I found out that you could actually save the game. So all the mistakes that I had done to that point, I could have just reloaded and not done.
Yeah.
But then I was loving that way of playing that I kept doing it.
Yeah.
So I only saved, to progress my story, but then I just ran with all the mistakes that I did.
Yeah, but that's the
Like,
better way to do it, I
Dude,
think.
it is so much fun.
'Cause
Like,
it's, yeah, as real as it can get.
yeah, I remember I was out hunting animals, and then this guy on a horse comes along, and I was like, ooh, I'm going to do the howdy thing. But I forgot I had the bow, so I shot him. No, I didn't shoot him. I shot, like, by him.
Oh,
at
yeah.
him. And it just missed. And he's like, oh, well, now you've done it. And I was like, trying to apologize because you had that dialogue, like, I'm sorry, partner, blah, blah, blah. But he didn't give a shit. He started shooting at me. I was like, no. And I was like, okay, I don't want to kill him. And then I was just like, I didn't know the weapon wheel either.
Yeah, that was actually
So
a
I was
little bit
like,
complicated.
Dude, it was. And I just I brought out the knife and I stabbed him and I was like, no! And it was this whole like panic thing because I didn't know the controls and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing and I stabbed him and then I was like, oh shit. So I just threw him on my horse. I rode out into the desert and I was just like, I was just jumping behind these rocks.
What the fuck?
Because, like after a while when you kill someone, like people are starting to sort of like, oh my God, look what he did. But
Yeah,
this
yeah.
was out in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
But I was still worried because sometimes they just come riding, and
Yeah.
so I hid the body up in the mountain and then I was riding away. And then I heard this guy singing and there was like this little fire at the, like somewhere close by. I couldn't see. So I rode down there and you just end up in another situation, and you get to make a choice and you do this thing and then you're right. Like, it's so good. There are so many moments like that. It was really good. But like, again, I didn't restart it. I didn't know you could,
Yeah.
but it was a nice way of playing. So I just embraced that. And that game was amazing. But I failed so many things I didn't want to fail at because I didn't know. And then it was just worth it.
Well,
Like so many moments you were just like, oh my God, that was crazy. If that had been real life, that would have been fucking crazy.
it was the cowboy times, man.
But that's what I thought as well. Like, there are no redos. You just shoot your guns.
Wow, West.
No, because there was a guy that challenged me on the streets, and I was like, oh, this son of a bitch. And then I killed him. Like in the middle of the first city that you're in, whatever
yeah.
it's called. I just like knocked him out. He just fell on the floor bleeding. I was like,
Whoops.
and then like, the police started chasing me, and I just like jumped over fences and shit. I don't remember if they killed me or if I
Like,
ran
well,
away.
Arthur can't run, so
Yeah,
he's like, I'm just gonna mosey on out of here.
that's why I did parkour. I started jumping over fences to complicate the chase. And it was just...
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a great gaming experience. Just because it is so fucking slow and everything, like the panic sets in fast.
Yeah.
It was
No,
amazing.
I did enjoy it until I just, didn't have the patience for it. But yeah, one day. I mean, it is installed now, so
You're never going to play it.
I'm
again.
never gonna
Cool.
play it.
You didn't even fucking finish Spider-Man. So
No, I know.
just saying.
I never finish anything. It's the curse. But oh yeah, we have the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Just
Let's wrap it up there.
yeah, like because now we introduced the show and then it's been 2 weeks. So
Oh shit! Yeah, so
We've got-
seen 2 episodes.
yeah, so now 3 episodes in, if you're listening to
Mhm.
this. I really enjoyed the show. Just the last episode felt a little bit sort of like a filler in a way.
But so much happened.
So much.
So
and
much happened.
Characters introduced and
Yeah.
like so definitely.
And 2 characters introduced.
Yeah,
even.
exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
And yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how that's gonna evolve.
But I did like the visuals in this one more than any of the other episodes. Like when they're on the bridge and the cars and the lighting.
Yes,
like
when that city.
Dude, yes. It is
Perfect.
so fucking cool.
Yes. No, I'm really enjoying the show a lot more than I thought I was, and I
Dude,
thought
I was not
gonna-
excited. I was not excited.
I
about
was
this show.
excited, but this is like better than I thought it was. Something funny about the second episode, you know, when they go to visit the
Spoilers. by
yeah,
the way.
spoilers. Well, you know. They visit the the old black guy who used to be
Oh, yeah,
or
yeah, the
still
old-
has the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
superpowers. I
Yeah.
can't
He was one like enhanced person. I
was he
don't know.
Bronze Tiger? I don't know.
I don't know who he played, but he was. Yeah.
Anyways, like I love that scene, but then they're outside arguing, and then the police comes, and it's very like Black Lives Matter type thing. Apparently, 85% of the American viewers stopped watching the show then, just out of like, we don't want to see more of this stuff. Like, just entertain us. We've had enough of all of this, like, because it's been so in our faces for so long now. With
I didn't like. I guess since
It
we
didn't
don't
take
live
me
it,
out
no,
of it.
it didn't take me. I just thought it was like I felt that it worked.
yeah,
For me,
yeah.
it worked. Like it is something that happens.
Exactly.
And I didn't feel like it was in my face.
No,
you know?
and it's kind of, for me, I felt it humanized them even more. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
But it's the same thing when they go to the bank.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're a superhero. Yeah,
Yeah,
let me
like-
take some selfies. And
Exactly.
No.
We don't care.
Yeah.
Like,
No, but yeah.
No.
I just thought it established the characters more.
yeah. But that happened after that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I think, well, it's probably so much worse in the States.
Yeah.
And for them, it's just like, please, like,
Yeah.
I don't want to hear. But it's so, like,
Yeah,
85%.
I can see. But I was just like,
That's a lot,
Is that like a true number, or is
Yeah,
that just like
apparently. Like,
who reported this? Like
It's
I'm always like when people
Yeah,
throw
yeah.
percentages, I'm like yeah.
no, but the YouTube channel that I checked, he does say that, like, well, you know, I can't say that this is 100% blah blah blah,
Yeah,
but this is
okay,
my contact, and he works with the numbers on
Okay.
Disney Plus, and he can go in and actually see at what stage in,
Yeah, what drop off rate?
like,
yeah.
at what time in the show that they dropped out, and you know, 85% is a big ass number, and everybody stopped at that point, you know, so yeah. It's just interesting to me. Like, I needed to say that for some reason. But with that said, I still really, really, really enjoy the show. Like, well, we didn't get put off with that scene. If
I usually
anything, it
don't.
just worked.
No, the thing is, for me, it only breaks like I guess DC is the
Exception here.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like, they do it all the time. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they break the illusion all the time. That's what takes me out of it.
Yeah.
I only force myself to watch them so we can shit on them here.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I
that's
would be part of that statistic if I didn't have a show.
Yeah.
I would just stop watching.
Yeah.
Like, stop watching. Like, ugh.
Oh, I would do that with a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I do feel inclined to watch stuff. Thanks to you guys and the show for forcing me to do this. No, of course I'm kidding, because I watch everything all the time. But like, all in all, like we can talk about this forever, but just all in all, I really enjoyed the show so far.
Same.
I love that they're tying it in with Baron Zemo now coming in as well, that he has this part, that he gets his suit, like, to get the suit up, and
dances like a dork.
yeah, well,
It's
yeah.
the worst dancing. I loved it.
Yeah.
But it was just like, what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah.
He's like,
I actually enjoy the music.
I
Like,
don't remember the
in
music
the
right
show in
now.
general.
Yeah,
It
but
feels very like Into the Spider-Verse-y.
I don't
got
remember now
that
that you
type
say
of-
it.
Like, well, somewhere between that and Black Panther.
Mm.
Like, yeah, so I'm really enjoying it. And just interesting to see how this will evolve and tie into the rest of whatever
that's
is
where I'm
coming
at
after.
as well. Like, I wonder what angle they're taking this time.
Yeah, is this setting up something for Black Panther 2?
Yeah.
like because of what they introduced in the third episode, and like just in general.
I also love that in the third episode there is like the terrorists are getting a bit more fleshed out now, and they're not aligned.
No.
Like that when they're
When they blew up the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. He's
I
like-
love that little sort of like
this is the only way they're gonna
understand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. To
Whereas the
make them
guy is
understand.
like,
He's like, what the fuck did we just do?
Yeah.
Because before, I like that. Like it's starting, like it's subtle, but it's like it's dividing the bad guys as well.
yeah,
like it is.
But it's really humanizing every person in the show gets like a little bit more fleshed out.
And I thought that Baron
Zemo.
Yeah, I thought he was like, I did not expect him to come back. Like
Yeah.
when after the container thing.
Yeah,
I thought he was like
that was him.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then he just like. So I'm very curious to like what they're aiming for, what they're gonna do, what is going to be the twist, or it's going to be like.
Well, you still know that he is the bad guy,
Oh,
so he
definitely.
definitely
He
has
is, yeah.
some form of well, you know, he's gonna do bad stuff with this. So yeah, it will be very interesting.
And I also liked like the guy that's making the serum that he had vanished.
Yeah.
Like he's one of the people that got snapped, which was fun to hear that he was working on something and then like he disappeared for 5 years
and then he's
and
back,
now he's
and
back
like,
and he like
perfects it.
I love how they're tying the story, like how the snap has affected
so much.
and the terrorists right now are people that kind of enjoyed the snap, like that
it was so
happened.
much
Yeah,
better.
It was so much better. Like they're Thanos,
Yeah.
like Thanos is their religion, like their
Kinda.
god.
Yeah.
Basically, like, oh fuck, he actually had a point.
He was
there.
onto
Yeah.
something.
And it is so interesting to see this because it's only natural that some people would kind of like, the snap kind of made my life better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is the better world to live in. And now they're all back.
Yeah.
You get 5 years of that and then like, oh, this is not your reality anymore. Here's another, half of the world.
Yeah, exactly. A couple of billion people. Here you go.
And then, you just put everything back. Like, I think 5 years is just enough to normalize
Exactly.
some of it. And then
Exactly.
suddenly, like, oh, they're all back, by the way.
Yeah. Just when they're getting to like, okay, this is
Oh,
like
man,
you said,
yeah.
normalized.
And they all
And
come
then-
back at the same time.
Boom.
There's no like, oh, they came back, a couple at No, they're all just back.
Yeah. And the chaos that would ensue.
Dude.
Like it's such a genius.
I would have loved to just see
idea.
when they all come back. Like that moment when they're all back. Like something that takes that into account.
Yeah, but
like-
they did that in WandaVision.
WandaVision.
In the hospital.
Yeah, exactly.
When
But
she just
that's
gets
what I
snapped
mean.
back
Yeah.
and like,
But
where's
it's
my
such
mom?
a small part. You know what
she
I
was
mean?
sitting
Yeah.
there with her mom, like dying, and then she gets snapped,
Yeah.
and then she's back and like,
And
where's
it's
my
fun.
mom?
Oh, yeah.
Like what the fuck?
But that's what I mean. Like,
It's
that's so interesting.
Subtle,
Yeah.
like not subtle at all, I guess.
No, but it is that.
so good, like storytelling wise.
Because they only brush it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, it's there,
exactly.
they tell you, but
It's
they
just
move
like,
on.
Yeah, it's just a little part of a big other
Yeah.
thing. And I mean, they can milk this forever. There's so much you can
There's
do
so
with
much you
this.
can do,
The
yeah.
loopholes that you can get. It's,
Yeah. It is super
like-
cool, and I love the sort of like the human angle towards this. Like some people will think like this, some people will think like that.
Yeah.
And then you try to sort of like build this. There's so much to take from and build off of,
Exactly.
with the snap.
Yeah. And again, like, with us, that's why we loved Thanos so much, because we could sympathize with him and the way he was thinking, and that they're really playing off of that. Like, it's a good move. These are good writers. They know how to tell stories. Like,
Dude, every time I watch like this show, for example, like it just makes me angrier at DC.
yes,
How can you not succeed?
this is a TV show, by the way. Like,
That's
it's
exactly
a show.
what I'm thinking.
It's not like
it's
a 300 billion
dude, that's
fucking
what I'm
movie.
saying as well. Like in 45 minutes, they managed to tell so much more than you did in 4 hours.
Yes.
You know
It's
what I mean? Like
insane.
you had 4 hours to, do whatever.
Yeah.
And you couldn't, get like a fraction of this.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't the best that they put out.
No, like
You know what I mean? Like
we're 3 episodes in. It's not even been 4 hours yet, and we're already so much more
invested in this, yeah.
and like
And Bucky is awesome. Like
Yes.
there's so much potential in that
same,
character.
Same thing there. Yeah,
Yeah.
the darkness in
Yeah.
him, and like we have no idea where he is.
No.
Like, is he gonna like fucking snap?
Dude, I am
And
so
how easily he got into his character in this
Yeah,
the third
in the
episode
third
when he
episode,
had
yeah.
to play
But
himself.
I'm wondering, like, how much have they deactivated in his brain? You know what I mean? And how
Mhm.
much is there without them knowing it? Like, can Zemo?
Zemo. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, how much, like, more does he know about Bucky that they think they unraveled and, like, is still there?
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it's unraveled enough for him to be able to fight it a bit. You know, like, who
Yeah.
knows? Like, will half of the show be him being evil? Like, what's going to
No,
happen?
we don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
a terrible collaboration.
Yes, but it's so good too, and I love that they're still like arguing.
Yeah.
Like when they escape that container, and they're like, "Oh, we gotta move," blah blah blah, and they're going opposite directions, and they both think that they're going the right direction, and they're
Yeah.
just fucking it up for each other even more, and like continuously arguing like children, which doesn't. It's not forced. It just
I don't-
works.
Yeah, I feel
It's
that,
like
that
a
it works as well.
not Die Hard, Lethal Weapon type, banter between the two. And
Shane Black.
yeah,
I'm just-
very, yeah,
just
very
like
Shane
Shane
Black, very Shane Black. So, yeah, just very, very, very happy we get this. So we have something to look forward to. So again, Fridays, it's the fucking Christmas of my week.
Dude,
always.
Invincible and
and
the Winter.
Falcon.
Yeah, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's just
Thank you. Thank you
Yes.
so much, universe, for doing this right now.
And what I love about this show actually is that it doesn't feel so much about superheroes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like that whole
these
part.
are like the real people of the superhero whatever.
But that's what I mean. Like
The
when you
sideliners
watch the
or
Marvel
bench
movies,
warmers.
it is superheroes. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
But this show, like even with WandaVision, it's not about her. Like
having
her being
super duper powers.
it's about the what's
deeper
happening
thing.
to her. Yeah, what's
Yeah.
happening to her, like how she's living, how she experiences her loss and everything.
Yeah,
So it is a superpowered being, but it's not about her. You know, it is about her powers, but the drama is not there. Like the focus.
but that's
is,
always been the magic with
Yeah.
Marvel, that they've always made the extremely super into the normal.
Yeah,
Like, well, Peter Parker is the best example.
but he
always.
is the best balance of
Yeah.
all of it.
Yeah. He's the biggest dork, and he is the coolest superhero of all of them.
But he is
And he
probably
is
the
the
worst
most-
Uncharted. No.
No, yeah. But man, yeah.
Yeah.
So-
no, I do feel you.
And that, I don't want to say this too prematurely, but it does make me a little bit more excited about the Loki show coming up, because that's
Dude.
a show that I've not been very excited for at all.
I haven't been excited about any of these shows. Like really.
So it's like, well, if they can manage this and WandaVision, like, can they really fuck up?
Yeah. No. I
even
think it's
even
gonna
the
be-
worst that they've done is still watchable.
I think so. I don't think there is one movie that they put out that I thought sucked.
No, you've still finished all of them.
Yeah.
With
With,
Wonder
yeah.
Woman, I had to watch it just so I could say that I have seen it and talk shit about
And
it.
I haven't.
No, and I tell everyone now, you
Nah.
don't have to. I took that bullet for you. All right.
No, she took that bullet for us with the
Yeah.
lasso.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
annoying.
So annoying.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, that's. I think that's all we have for this week. And
no, I saw Near Dark as well.
No, you didn't. Fuck you.
So just quick, Robert wrote to me last week and just like, dude, have you seen this vampire movie? And I watched the trailer for Near Dark, and I was like, no.
Because it was
don't
more like,
yeah.
because sometimes you've seen stuff that I haven't, and with that one I was like, this looks pretty cool.
Dude, yeah.
Have you seen it? Like, do you remember us seeing it? Because you also
I
remember
did,
more
yeah.
stuff than I do.
I don't remember anything from seeing the trailer, because the trailer was way cooler than the movie I ended up seeing.
Well,
Because
yeah,
it was
it did
so,
sell me, so.
dude, but it was so hard to find, and we
Yeah,
were
that was
gonna
the
watch
thing.
it here
Yeah.
at the studio under Verkut, and and just couldn't find it anywhere. Like, unless you live in the U.S. and you have something that is like one of the services that had it. You
Yeah,
had to be
yeah.
a U.S. resident.
Yeah.
We at least couldn't get a hold of this movie, and I found it, on the deep dark web, and it's not that great. Like it has like a great cast, like the actors from
Yeah, pretty much the whole cast from Aliens.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Bill
And-
Paxton and Bishop and all
The
of them.
rest, yeah. And this movie, like the dialogue is so horrible that. Okay, let's start from the beginning. The movie is about this guy that gets like he meets this like girl. He gets
Tricked into.
no, she just bites him at some point. Like
Oh,
he's
okay.
trying to sort of like he's taking her home or something, and he's like, we should go out and blah 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 blah. They get to kissing and blah blah, and then she bites him, like, and she's just stupid because they wrote her like that. It's she's so poorly written. Like everything's so poorly written in this movie. She just blabbers about hearing the night and like, can you feel the night and see the night, like something like that. And it's just like, what the fuck is happening here? And then he's like putting the moves on, and this movie was filmed in the 80s, 87,
Yeah.
something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, we should kiss. And then she just, she bites him. He gets a fever. Like, there's no mention of vampires, which is pretty cool. So it's just this vampire movie. So he gets bitten. He gets a fever. And he just, like, he walks away from her. And then, like, he's, like, delirious trying to walk home. And then, for some reason, they're all upset, the vampire crew, and they drive and pick him up sort of, like, walking towards his home. So when he's close to home, like his family, his dad and his little sister can see him, and they call out to him, and then he gets napped
Oh, okay.
by the vampires in the van. And it's just like it has the potential to be really cool, but it just isn't. Because the dialogue is dog shit to the point where you get annoyed. Nothing they say sounds genuine or like real dialogue. It's just like we're saying things to each other and everyone's doing movements and
My
we're all-
lines. My lines.
dude,
My
so
lines.
much. Like the birds, like the seagulls from Finding Nemo could have acted this movie out. And it just like it is a cool story though. Like
So it's a band of vampires that sort
travel
of
the
gypsy
US.
around the
I wouldn't
US.
use that phrase, but yes, that is.
But they kind of
They're traveling like they since they're feeding, they can't stay still. So they travel through the U.S. like stealing new cars and just causing mischief everywhere they go. And then he gets bit, and now they're not sure if he can if he cuts it to be part of their gang.
okay.
Like let a new thing in. So they give him like a week to feed and prove himself. And it's pretty cool because they, like I said, never mention anything about vampires.
No.
It's just they're vampires,
Yeah.
But it just doesn't hold up. Like, I would love to see a remake of this because I like the idea that a guy, like hooks up with a girl, she bites him, and something grows from there, and he gets in with these vampires. But it's so bad. Like, not even the nostalgia part. Because when I saw it, when he was running around having a fever, I was like, I've seen this.
Yeah.
But none of that was in the trailer. But it just sucks. Like, it just sucks. And it's so sad because it has, that kind of vibe to it. But it's just so poorly written and executed that it doesn't work. It's all just...
That sucks.
yeah.
But I
think
had
it
high
has-
hopes for it.
No, yeah, exactly. And I was super pumped to see this
Yeah.
movie.
I
And
saw the
f-
documentary of the movie after you
Yeah.
said, or like after we both sort of tried to find it but couldn't.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I'll just watch that. And that sold it kind of even more. Like,
Now, this movie
It was-
deserves...
it was
like,
interesting.
Yeah,
you know.
because I like that you don't like when you have this like common sort of monster, but you never you don't have to label it or say anything about it because it's not important.
Yeah.
But you kind of the story kind of leads you along.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of it, and the characters could be cool, but they're not.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I I think there's a story to be told around this. Because it feels like a different vampire movie than
Yeah.
your normal,
Yeah.
run-of-the-mill vampire movies. And I would love to see a remake where they take the idea of this, but they write a fucking script for it. Because it, like you said, like, I think it was mostly improvised. Dude, it feels mostly improvised.
Dude,
like,
this gives me a great idea for my story. Because my story is going to be kind of similar in the way that you're not going to mention vampires. It's just going to be the stuff that happens. And because it's part of
we all
pop culture now,
dude,
everybody knows.
Yeah.
But that gave me an idea of, well, that my character might be like a runaway from a band of vampires like that.
Cool.
So they could be like trying to chase after him as well, just to make it, flesh it out even more and make it into like a trilogy book instead. But yeah, cool.
Yeah, but that's like, I don't have much to say. Like, should you watch this? You should definitely not. Like,
if you can find it, don't watch it.
Find it and then put your money somewhere else. Yeah.
Awesome.
Not worth the watch.
Okay. Fuck. Yeah. I'm still going to watch it at some point.
Don't. But do it.
Yes. I need to. Yes. Research for the book.
For research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the book.
Like, things not to do in your own thing.
Exactly that.
That being said, like, it has potential, but it never manages to, do anything with it.
Yeah, but those are the best to steal from and make something good out of.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. I think,
Yeah. This wraps it up.
Yeah, I've got to
already
cover up the draw.
Dude, we went just too far.
Of course. Always. It's what we do. Thank you guys as always for listening.
Yeah, for listening.
And
check out the Discord, rate the podcast on your favorite app.
Tell your friends.
Listen.
To old episodes. Share the old episodes. Listen to this one. Don't share this one. Or share this one if you want. I'm sorry. Yeah. Hope you have a good week. And talk to you soon.